begin this with another Plat Reacts. This time the Summer Games Fest has kicked off for the year 2023. So I'm guessing this is like what's supposed to be replacing E3. I really don't know. I would assume that this is what's replacing E3. The only thing I'm not really sure about is the I'm not sure about if it's like I'm guessing this is essentially the replacement for E3, but Summer Game Fest 2023 happened earlier today. I think it happened probably 12 hours ago. I didn't get to see it live because I wasn't awake at the time, and by the time I was going to be able to do it anyway, I ran out of time. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just do this. This will be first conference. I believe there's still a Devolver Digital conference to do. Ubisoft have a conference. They're forward in a few days. The IGG Summit happens next week. Xbox has a conference. I think Capcom also has something as well. So I'll probably do coverage for all those if they're long enough. And also probably... And then I think I'll do things for the Game Awards Orchestra, actually. If they have trailer reveals there, because that should be good as well. But I do have I am ready to write down a whole bunch of stuff, because I know that there's been a bunch of stuff that's been announced. I just don't know, the exact dates, and I know of months and some games are announced as well, but I want to try and have this be authentic as well. So, also, I was managed to be able... the best way for me to stream this now is using the downloaded video. Not only by downloading the video, I don't need to worry about ads, and I also don't need to worry about having a miniature screen thing. I've now actually figured it out. So it's just better for me to download the videos and have them work like that than do it anywhere else. So I guess we'll kick things off right now. So I don't know how loud this is going to be, but I've got it down. I've got it on my normal volume, so it should be okay. So I should be able to hear it fine, but I don't know if the chat will hear it fine. So viewers, I should say. So I guess we'll just begin. So I'll try and get this work. Hopefully it works. And okay. Let's see what we're in for. This should be like a 3-hour. So should be like a 3-hour or so event. Not longer. Yeah, this looks so much better now, and also the quality is still there.
Please welcome to the stage the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
This actually looks really good now that I'm looking at this. Why I didn't do this last time? I think it was because I was trying to make sure that I...
Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We are in person, and today we've got a look at what's next in video games for you. We are live here in Los Angeles at YouTube Theater, and it feels so good to be in person with a live fan audience for the first time ever. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, so this is apparently there's an online one plus the physical one. So
when I started Summer Game Fest back in 2020 from a spare bedroom, I never imagined it would grow into this. Today, the video game industry has come together to show you what's next. This is a cross-industry showcase, meaning no matter where you play games, I hope you'll discover a new game to put on your wish list. The landscape of video game events has certainly changed over the past few years, but one thing hasn't. There are a lot of great games in development, and our singular goal today is to get you excited about the future.
That's actually fine enough. For a second now, I thought, hang on a second, I've changed the layouts. The layouts actually stop something up. Alright, Mortal Kombat 1's gonna be there. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing it or not.
Alan Wake 2.
Alright, Alan Wake 2, I want that.
Next season.
Alright, don't care about Fortnite.
We do have a very special grand finale that you're not going to want to miss. That's all I'll say right now. But let's get right to the games and gameplay. The first reveal is something you're not expecting, which makes it that much more exciting. Here we go.
Ooh, Prince of Persia, starting right off with the Prince of Persia game. Side scroll of the Prince of Persia. Where is... Oh, are they not doing Sands of Time right now?
Prince has been kidnapped and taken to a forbidden land.
Side scroller of this could work actually, because the
To rescue him.
The Assassin's Creed Chronicles was an interesting concept, but this fits that more, I would say.
Then again,
Not sure why the prince looks like whether he does though. This could be interesting. It's not what I was expecting out of a Prince of Persia game, but
in these times of
looks like it could be quite difficult actually.
is the only thing that keeps us fighting. I will fulfill my destiny and
Oh, there's
save
two
the
of them.
kingdom.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Right, 18th, 2024. Why do they have to keep putting Ubisoft Original on the titles as well? You don't need to.
There's a little surprise.
I mean,
Persia: The Lost Crown is coming in
that could be
January
interesting.
2024, a brand new action-adventure platformer in the iconic series with deep combat, some huge boss fights, and of course, incredible platforming, puzzles, and animation, bringing a modern take on the legendary franchise.
That could be interesting. I might actually think about that. It's in PS4 as well, so that's also something that I'm
All right, let's
happy to
move
hear.
along to another iconic video game franchise that just celebrated 30 years. That's right. It's time for Mortal Kombat 1.
Hard to believe that it's been like 30 years for Mortal Kombat. It doesn't feel like it's been that long when you compare it for others.
It has been 4 years since MK11, and ever since, Ed Boon and the team at NetherRealm have been hard at work on the most ambitious MK yet that reboots the series into a new era timeline, and it's coming this September. Everyone has been asking, what does it look like? Who's on the roster? How do the new cameo fighters work? Well, now it is time for...
Oh yeah, that's right, because they announced some of the, what was it, Homelander, Peacemaker, some of the DLC characters.
Story, gameplay, and yes, of course, the fatalities.
But I don't know if I'll be buying this game or not. I haven't actually seen any gameplay of it. I think this will be my first look of it, actually. I enjoyed,
I have had enough of you. Then go before I put you down.
Okay, so that's Sub-Zero and Kung Lao, I guess?
Today, you have proven worthy of joining us.
Is this the story mode? This actually looks like it could be really interesting.
What do you want?
Sento, it's my family blade.
Sento's mine, and I won't give it up without a fight.
Is that? I wonder who that is. Is that? I thought that was Noob Cyborg, but I don't know if it is. I'm guessing that's Johnny Cage. Yeah. There's
Okay, let's go back to one here. Who are you again?
Lord Liu Kang, protector of Earthrealm,
oh, okay.
of fire.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause this is... Oh, is this gonna be like assist characters, like what it was in Fighters? Remember, in Fighters you could pick like an assist character. Certain people had like assisted. Like Android 18 had 17 as well. Looks like it could be interesting.
You have skills, Raiden, but you're inexperienced.
Whatever experience I lack, I make up for in heart.
Interesting, like little concept. Feels like they've definitely modernized something of it. I need to see like more of this, I guess. It's very nice. That was Kano.
disease becomes known, you will be banished. I only want what's best for you.
Or do you secretly covet my
That's what, Katana and I don't remember their names. Alina? There's Goro. All these fighting games, I don't know what it is, like, I'm just finding myself interested in all these fighting games now. Street Fighter looks really good, and I've got that. I'm Tekken, I'm really interested in Tekken. This is also now really interesting to me. I'm really interested in this. That was really impressive. That was really good. And also, I think the good thing is that this is technically a start of the restart of the franchise again. So it can be like, oh, you September 19th, that, huh? Oh, there's Shang Tsung.
I mean, that was pretty good, right, guys? Now, I'm sure you have many questions.
That looked really good. That looked really good.
So honored to welcome to Summer Game Fest one of our industry's greatest creators, a man who has been loyal to the same franchise and fan base for more than 3 decades. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon.
That actually looked really good. It doesn't look any different, Ed Boon. Look any different from when I last remember seeing it.
Congratulations. They love you. All right, well, Ed, first of all, thank you for that incredible world premiere. We got to see all the gameplay of MK1, and everyone just wants to know more about this, because first of all, this is it's MK1, right? It went from 11 to 1, so tell us about this. Is it a new timeline?
Yeah. I don't know how many people have seen the ending of Mortal Kombat 11. Liu Kang basically was kind of graduated into, like, you know, a fire god, right? And he created a brand new universe. And this universe, this is why we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1, is because this
means
a new timeline. A number of these characters you've seen before, but they're told in a completely different story. And so Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers now, and there's all these rivalries before.
Okay,
allies, and so mixing the whole
that's
thing.
That's interesting.
So we're just kind of rebooting, and that's what the one.
That explains something.
Well, it looks incredible. Everything we saw there was, you know, in-game gameplay. The cinematics look incredible. I know the team has been working for 4 years on this, but the thing we got to talk about are these cameos, because we saw some pretty amazing stuff there. Now, so tell us, how does that work? You have your sort of your main, you know, character that you'll pick.
This cameo system sounds like it's interesting.
Cameo menu, so you pick sort of a pair when you start the game.
Yeah, normally in a fighting game, you'll see
and there's Kenshi,
roster, basically, you know, where you select your character. After you do that, there's a second roster of characters, which are a whole new, completely different fighters that are the cameo fighters, and these fighters actually, they will join the fight. But they
so that means that we're not going to get certain characters as playable. So like Sonya and Jax might not be playable, but there might be cameos around them.
You can do it multiple times, as you saw in the gameplay.
Oh, look, some of these characters look so much. They look like they're all old school. Like Kano doesn't look anything like he.
All the cameo fighters, and that's where you see. That's where the player's kind of imagination comes in, and they can actually customize it for what they like seeing. You know, the best team ups.
Well, so how does that work? So you're in gameplay, you have your main, you have your cameo. How do you summon them? Is it
that's also kind of cool that the game starts off with a
exactly, and you're basically summoning them. It's just one button push is basically summoning, but they have a variety, so you can go.
Yeah, so this is gonna enable chaining, like some of the stuff you can do with fighters. Fighters is gonna be interesting.
Different move. And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly. And you see, there's like a meter up on top, which is basic. That'll limit it, so you can't obviously fire them indefinitely. But
someone will find a way to abuse it. I can tell you right now. Combo systems are like that.
In the middle of a combo, they'll have a lot of. You know, basically a whole arsenal of their moves. So Sonya, you'll come out there. Sometimes you'll see them appear twice in there.
Amazing. Exactly. So time-based, they come out, and then obviously as you go through, you revealed some of them there, but is it a different set of characters that'll be in the cameos? Are there some repeats from the main roster? How will that work?
Yeah. Some of the characters are going to be available as cameos as well as the main roster fighters.
Oh, okay,
Sub-Zero with Sub-Zero, right? You can play. Same thing with Scorpion, but a lot of our cameo fighters are kind of like nods back to our first game. So you'll notice Sonya and Kano and Jax are in their kind of older costumes. And so there's a lot of that novelty. We have a lot of like really surprise ones. I think you guys saw Goro.
Yes, Goro popped in there.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
So there's a lot of like kind of really digging into the old Mortal Kombat games as far as getting, we really love the novelty of it. We really want the cameo characters to feel, kind of nod to the old games.
Well, speaking of nodding to the old games, let's talk. You confirmed, I think, or it's at least known that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually going to be in this game as Johnny Cage, right? Is that true?
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
Story. I mean, Bloodsport was such an inspiration for Mortal Kombat, so he finally is now part of it.
It's a huge.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They having Jean-Claude Van Damme in.
Originally wanted to be Van Damme, the video game, and that never really worked out. So I can't tell you how many times over the last 30 years we've tried to get him. We were this close, like 4 or 5 times. And so finally we got him, and he's doing the voices, too. Wow. So you're going to hear Jean-Claude, his voice doing Johnny Cage lines and stuff like that. We're really excited about it.
Wow. Well, I know the team has been working so hard in Chicago to build this through COVID, and it's coming out in September, so we don't have to wait long, right?
That's right. This has been a very difficult secret to keep over the last 4 years. And so, but we could not be more excited in terms of getting players' hands on it. And throughout the summer, we're going to be showing a lot more content, a lot more characters, a lot more cameo characters. So there's a lot of reveals that are coming up.
Amazing. Well, Ed, thank you so much for giving us the first look at MK1. As you said, this weekend people will be playing it, press and media, so we'll be seeing lots more coverage, lots more characters to reveal on the main roster and cameos. Ed Boon, thank you so much. First look at Mortal Kombat. Awesome. Thanks for
Well, I think I saw that there was like
amazing.
So there's main characters, there's cameos, and then there's also cameos, main characters, and then the DLC items. So.
Another big and anticipated ARPG is Path of Exile 2 from Grind and Gear Games.
I'm pretty sure this has already been
updating and patching the original PoE since its release in 2013. We haven't seen anything on the sequel in over 2 years, but that changes right now. Here is your first look at a raw gameplay capture from Path of Exile 2, a sequel that pushes the engine and gameplay to a new level.
Alright, this is another Diablo kind of game. I know that a lot of people play the original. But these types of things won't interest me. I tried playing Untold Legends on the PSP, and I got to a certain point where I was happy with that, and then it's like, oh, I got to a point where it's just really difficult for me to progress any further. There was really annoying enemies that had they would run at you, and then it's like balls, they would run at you, and then these are always too I think these are too chaotic and fast for me to be good at.
Looks amazing, and there's more coming in July. Last week marked the release of Street Fighter 6, a game we featured last year at Summer Game Fest. Well, the team at Capcom has an important update to share with you right now.
Okay, what are they doing? Street Fighter 6 stuff? I haven't played the game yet, but I do have it, which is... That's Ryu. Mecha Ryu? Online only game.
Advanced artificial intelligence, Leviathan.
Hey, what's this supposed
to Bikitoa Island.
I said this was an online only game, but this looks weird. Why is Ryu here? There's Guile. All of them are mechs. Exoprimal and Street Fighter. I mean, I don't know what. I'm not sure what Exoprimal is. I think is Exoprimal the. Oh, Exoprimal's the game that's the what's his name game with the dinosaurs in it. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm guessing Ryu from Street Fighter
That's
facing
gonna
off
be
against a
interesting.
dinosaur probably wasn't on your bingo.
I wasn't
card
expecting
show.
that, but
That
not really
Street
interested in
Fighter
that, though.
Cross Exoprimal collab will launch in the fall with the game coming out on July 14th. But guess what, guys? That may actually not be the craziest collaboration on the show today. Check this out.
There's
What else are they
nothing
doing?
more powerful than imagination.
Wait, that's Nicolas Cage.
It can shape the fabric of reality.
Oh, is this the DLC? Is this the Dead by Daylight DLC?
You know.
Yep, that's Dead by Daylight. Yeah, this was already announced. This was already announced. One of the other things I remember.
That's right. Nicolas Cage is coming to Dead by Daylight.
How that's gonna work
I
is
mean, I
interesting.
don't know how these things happen, but I figured the easiest way to find out is probably to go right to the source. This man's bold creative choices of
They're gonna talk to Nicolas. They're gonna talk to Nicolas Cage directly.
Of incredible films. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest, Nicolas Cage.
I do like this. I remember, I didn't watch the Game Awards at the time, but they had like a whole bunch of celebrities come in to do the things here. But it's good to have like stuff like this around.
Welcome to the video game world.
Oh wow, yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be invited to your very, very cool club.
Although didn't he? I don't recall if he voiced Ghost Rider in the games on the PS2. For some reason I thought like he might have. Not out
like, oh, maybe he'll show up in Fortnite. Maybe he'll be in a Hideo Kojima game. But Dead by Daylight, I mean, how does this happen?
Well, it's a museum of horror, right?
Yes.
And when I make movies, one of my favorite genres is horror. And in this, and in that genre, there's a character, a murderous ghost named Sadako, who I think is amazing. And she made an appearance in this game, so that was good enough for me.
Okay. That's what, yeah, I mean, that's what's fun is you're playing one of the survivors in this game, and it's cool that, you know, it's...
okay, he's...
Horror, Michael Myers, you said all these different...
I thought he was
together.
Gonna be one of the killers.
You play yourself, or who do you play?
So I play this heightened, exaggerated
you know what,
of a film actor.
You know what would have been better? You know what would have been better is if you had like certain like one's Renfield, one is like you know, from a certain
surrounded by crows and
you know, like he plays other
it's
different
rather amusing.
He plays other
There's
different
something
characters.
about it that I think as a survivor is like a bonding experience. It's a bit like hide and go seek. You have your 3 other teammates who are survivors with you, and it's teamwork. You're working together to pull through, and I like that. And so that was a large reason for wanting to do it as well, that feeling of bonding with your friends.
And you're fully in for this. I know we heard your voice in there, so you recorded lines for it and everything?
See, I want you to know when you're playing the Nick Cage survivor, I even have when you're choosing your skins, I even say, always remember to dress to match your talent. I want you to know that you're with me, that we're one, that we're
okay.
so it was important to me that everything
What's he gonna
do,
be?
everything I say.
If he's the survivor, what's gonna be the one thing that kills him?
Exasperated.
That's the other thing that
of a sigh, whatever it is, it's
that they haven't
so that we are
discussed yet.
fused.
All right. Fully method, Nick Cage. I love it. I mean, this is so fun. This game, as you said, is such an awesome kind of, you know, collaboration with so many different characters. For you, I mean, how did you find out about Dead by Daylight? Do you know much about the video game
Somebody
world?
very important in my family is a Dead by Daylight enthusiast,
Okay.
and that really put the hook in, ha, pun intended. See, Dead by Daylight to me was an opportunity to branch out. I've never been invited into this space before.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new adventures. So this to me was like, wow, I can make a whole new audience, meet a whole new audience, and branch out and go on this Dead by Daylight adventure. I didn't say, it took me nothing but a split second to say yes. And speaking about split seconds, what excuse me, what I noticed, excuse me, sinuses, allergies. What I noticed was that every move you make when you're doing this, when you're in the gaming space, it's timed down to the split second. It's a very immersive experience when you're acting out in this space, because every move, every grunt, every sigh you make has to be timed perfectly with the gamer's moves. So that was something that I learned from this, and I'm always looking to learn something.
Well, we love having you in the video game world. We want to see Nick Cage in more games. So
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I'm actually proud of how the actual look of the stream is for the video. The video looks like it's very clear and very thin. But from downloading it, I was able to at least. I can just skip the ads when necessary.
For all of you who want to play Nick Cage in Dead by Daylight, the chapter officially comes out on July 25th on PC and console.
He said he's one of the survivors. Didn't explain what he was. Didn't explain what they were going to have him killed by.
An exclusive first look at Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
All right, here we go. Let's see what they're getting chased after. There he is. Unless it's just anyone can be. It must just be a playable skin. I think that might be what it is then. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. I thought they should have done it. They should have done it where he was like a killer in one of the ones.
Damn right I made it.
Because it's just like playing Dead by Daylight again, but just with the Nicolas Cage skin. Yeah.
Anything goes here at Summer Game Fest. All right, thank you very much, Nick. Now, lately we've been seeing an incredible number of video game adaptations. But back in 2019, The Witcher on Netflix, inspired by the Witcher book series, showed the potential of well-done adaptations. And later this month, Season 3, Volume 1 arrives, and now it's time for the world premiere of the trailer, introduced by Henry Cavill and the cast.
Henry Cavill's back. There he is.
We are all gathered here today to share something with you.
Be sure to tune into The Witcher Season 3, Volume 1 debut.
Now,
Volume 1.
Well, isn't
June 29th.
Isn't Liam Hemsworth supposed to be replacing Henry Cavill? It's a.
Thanks for tuning in to the summer.
So they must have already filmed Season 3, but they haven't done Season 4 because yeah, he's been replaced now.
Neutrality. It won't get you a statue.
I mean, I've never watched the show. I just know that Henry Cavill's a huge fan of the games.
I won't abandon Ciri.
Neutrality has consequences too.
You're right.
Embrace. Well, that's deeply worrying.
Everything that's happening. It's all connected. And she's at the center of it. If war is coming, there is no hiding her from it. You sure about this?
Are you? History has a way of repeating itself.
Looks fine, but I just don't think I'd be interested in it because I'm not interested in The Witcher. There's also just so many shows and that, as it is anyway.
For the first time, I understand real fear.
We're witches.
Is that so?
I'll never get over how cute they look for monsters. And they're like, no, please don't hurt me. And then, wow. Fangs. Just like a boatload of fangs. All up in your business.
It's gonna be. I was gonna say it's gonna be Fortnite because of. Doesn't look like it is. I mean, not with those creators anyway. Not sure if I'd be interested with this. Like, I really. Witchfire. Okay, that must be a new game never heard of before. Alright, PlayStation VR 2. Again, more stuff that I'm not gonna really care about.
Operation Control clears you for engagement.
I was gonna say, is that Michael B. Jordan? Looked like Commando for a second. I don't know if it's him. I think it is Michael B. Jordan, actually. Different for a well, same game, yeah.
Let's go.
I thought it might have been. Oh, it's this. I remember this game being in the something else we've watched.
We have no choice. The root will destroy everything.
I also should mention that if I do hear copyrighted music, I will, I'm gonna mute the stream because of, I'll have to mute because I don't want to get the thing flagged down.
No turning back after this. You sure?
Remnant 2. It's another game that I think I remember seeing it something else. I think that's another multiplayer game, so I wouldn't buy that.
Alright, we have much more Summer Game Fest to come, including a first look at the gameplay of Alan Wake 2. The world
I've seen they showed more Alan Wake 2 gameplay in the
Season 4,
other
and maybe a few more surprises for you. As we go through today's reveals, use the hashtag gaming on TikTok to react to the news. And we want to welcome everyone co-streaming the show live on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms. For those of you on Twitch, we also have a special Warframe Twitch drop, a free Steinax Warframe for watching more than 30 minutes of the show. Now, speaking of surprises, another legendary gaming hero is set to return later this year in a brand new game built from the ground up in a style that I think is going to get this fan base and longtime fans of video games very excited. Here's another Summer Game Fest global game announcement. New thrills with a classic feel.
A new Sonic game. What type of game are we getting then? I'm not a huge fan of Sonic, but is it a new game or is it just like updated graphics or something that's already around? Because I don't care about the 2D side. I don't really care about Sonic at all, unless he's like in Mario and Sonic or something like that. Just looks like it's the same games, but just the 2D side scrollers with the updated graphics. As well. I never liked these games. They were too fast. This one tried to be a little bit different though, but again, like I like the Mario version of this more. The 4 players, how they did it on there. I actually do have that game. Sonic Superstars. I don't really care about Sonic. No, thank you.
How about that? A new standard for 2D classic Sonic that's bound to appeal to new and legacy fans alike. This past April, Honkai Star Rail launched, and as you're about to see, the game is bringing an exciting new character to space fantasy RPGs. However, we don't just have a new peak for current players, but also for those awaiting the game's release on PlayStation. Take a look.
Wait, so the game's not out on PC yet? Not out on the consoles. No.
Don't you get bored running across the map every day? Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished.
This is a little more. This is another gacha style game like Genshin Impact. Is again that automatically takes me out of it as well. These games. Like I liked Scarlet Nexus, but that was single player, so I didn't have to worry about anything else. It was just play it the way you want to play it.
The tournament's starting. Great. Let me get warmed up. Strike first.
It's also kind of hard to tell like what's gameplay and what is cutscenes.
Let's see some sparks fly.
Never mind, I miscalculated. Can you let me have some fun this time?
It's on PlayStation 5 anyway. Oh, it's a RPG. Okay. I did not see enough of that game to even know what I was supposed to look at. They showed me only one thing and it looked like it was an RPG, but everything else made me think that it was not that. I don't think so.
Which is coming to Game Pass, PlayStation, and PC.
Why would you show me like one clip of actual gameplay of like what the gameplay looks like, not the cinematic cool looking scenes? I want to see what the actual like. If it's an RPG, I want to see if it looks. Alright, this is Lies of P, which was the Souls-like Pinocchio game or something like that. Graphics here look very nice. I want to see like a little bit of like this is all gameplay cinematics. I want to see like what the gameplay looks like because I remember I wasn't impressed with this when I first saw. I think there was no gameplay to show. Good. See some combat or see something like I don't know. combat that they're showing right now is in cinematics, not like lightning. I don't understand.
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit.
It's probably better than what I'm thinking that it is, but the demo out of it at least. Like maybe that could be it. I think it's like Asian play demos, so.
That's right, a demo for Lies of P is now available across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Check it out and prepare for the release on September 19th. Now it's time.
Same day as Mortal Kombat, though.
Visually stunning.
It's gonna be a competitive day.
Manga with a story and world created by one of the most celebrated anime artists of all time. This is one of those games that I feel lucky we get to review.
Manga game.
The first time.
Right? Who's making it though?
And I think you'll be pretty hyped once you see the gameplay, all built in Unreal Engine 5.
Who's making the game though? Manga. They said manga though, specifically manga. They said so that makes me think that it's not. There mustn't be an anime for the game yet. It's like these rocks. This rock area looks like it's not. It's not Dragon Ball. So the only other thing it could be is Dragon Quest or from Toriyama. Hiro Toriyama. So this must be Dragon Quest then, because this isn't Dragon Ball Z. This isn't Dragon Ball. Anyway. Because whenever it's not Dragon Ball, it's usually Dragon Quest from Toriyama. Although I am seeing some of this combat, and it looks very familiar to some of the moves that characters in that would do. Sandland. I've never heard of this before, but okay, so it's a completely new title. Completely new title then. I've never heard of Sandland. Don't think I'd buy that. I thought it was usually if it's not Dragon Ball, it's Dragon Ball.
Get ready to become an unlikely hero in an adventure where you don't need to be human to save humanity. That's coming from Bandai Namco, and we're excited to see more of it soon. Independent games are such an important part of the industry, and one thing that's very important to us at Summer Game Fest is supporting those creators as well. After the live show, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from I'm8bit and Double Fine with some incredible indie game reveals. Now, one of the biggest independent publishers is Annapurna Interactive. And later this month, as part of Summer Game Fest, they'll be revealing a number of ambitious new projects. Let's see how many you can figure out in this little tease.
The only game of theirs I played was Stray, because that's Stray. I played Stray already, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but I didn't get the right reviews for it, to be honest. Looks like it's a compilation of their games, but again, I need to see what the names of the games are to be able to figure out if I even want to buy them. But I've already got Stray, so... Annapurna Interactive Showcase, okay. So it's going to be on June 29th, it's going to be, I think, for there. Okay, well, they didn't show me what games were there, so...
That was at the end. We'll find out later this month. All right, next, we're stepping into the world of Throne
like 3 weeks away.
Free-to-play PC and console MMORPG from NCSoft and Amazon Games with an always-changing environment, massive scale, PvPvE, and the ability to transform into creatures to battle across land, sea, and air. Here's a look at Throne and Liberty.
Our guiding star has shattered. Its shards scattered across the world.
I find not a lot talked about. Not a lot to talk about right now, but I'm sure that'll be like the other stuff that I wanted to mention anyway. And there's also some stuff that I know that some other people didn't cover.
You must find them.
Harness their power
Looks great. I also want to say hello to everybody watching on Steam right now. I'm sorry we don't have any free Steam Decks for you right now, but on June 19th, Steam Next Fest does return, giving fans a chance to try out hundreds of new in-development games. One of them is the free-to-play medieval fantasy sword fighting game Warhaven from Nexon, which lets you transform into supernatural immortals. Here's a new look.
Hear the battle call, cities rise and empires fall, but it's a war worth fighting.
I wonder what this is. It's another. Okay, I was gonna say, is this another? Looks like a. Oh, it might be a giant, like a. What's it? Oh, it's a. I can't remember what the fuck game this is. I was gonna say it's like For Honor, I guess, because For Honor was a similar concept with like everyone, a certain amount of people on the team, and then everyone else there was like the foot soldiers.
Hey, this is not.
Jacksepticeye. Oh, this game. This is the. I've seen this. I think I've seen this game before. Yeah, the party animals. Again, another game that I wouldn't play. Is that...
Pilgrims, summer is coming, and with it a lot
Oh, dying! For some reason when I saw the Barbarian base, but I'm like, wait a second, is Negan gonna be in something? Or are they making a Walking Dead game?
Complete with improved parkour, rolling out with the next update in June. Then, right after that, we'll kick off an event season like you have never seen before. Trust me, for one of them you will want to get your butt barbed wired. Very soon, you will get the deadliest summers to date.
This is the. Here's your. This is the Crash Team Rumble. Hang on a second. Something's happened to my video. Something's my video. Don't know what happened then. Ripperoo, new maps, engine, new powers. Is this game already out then? Whether you could play this without online, that would be better. But I still would have liked Crash Bash. June 20th. So it's not out yet, but. Again. Fortunately, it is the way that it is. I think they're probably going to do what they did with Crash Team, the Nitro Fuel, where it was like, oh, you can't even buy the characters that you want specifically. Which is really bad.
Welcome back to Summer Game Fest. Isn't that great, by the way? Crash Team Rumble is going to feature playable Ripperoo and Engine, Neo Cortex's right-hand guy in Season 1.
I mean, how would you not have Ripperoo as a playable character from... You'd have to have Ripperoo immediately.
Madness.
He's one of the more recognizable villain characters.
Game Awards 2021 to announce Alan Wake 2. He's come all the way from Finland. Please welcome from Remedy, Sam Lake. Good to see you. Looking dapper as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we are so excited because when you announced Alan Wake at the Game, or Alan Wake 2 at the Game Awards, you said 2023. We are in 2023. It's coming this October, and we are so excited about this, Sam. I know it's been a long time coming for fans and for you. 13 years since the first Alan Wake. So tell us a bit about what can we expect in the sequel.
It's been quite a journey, yes.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is Remedy's first survival horror game. We have 2 playable characters. It's a 50-50 split between them.
That's actually pretty cool.
They are on their own separate...
2 separate characters.
Journeys through 2 different worlds, and yet it's all connected. And the player
okay, this should be interesting.
Gets to switch between them at given points in the story.
So that'll be good for storytelling and stuff.
Yeah, we saw, obviously, at the PlayStation event, you revealed Saga, the second character. Tell us a bit about her. She's in Bright Falls, and she's sort of living a narrative that Alan has written. Is that right?
Well, that's a good question to ask going into this. So, yes, we have Alan Wake, our title character, of course, trying to escape from the nightmare dimension of the dark place.
Yes.
And then we have Saga, our new hero, FBI agent, coming to the Pacific Northwest small town of Bright Falls, together with her partner, Alex Casey.
Okay.
And
they're somehow linked in some way, right?
They are coming to investigate.
Yes. For a second, I thought it was hinting something that he was in it.
Murders.
Okay.
And very quickly, the investigation turns into a nightmare when they discover pages of a horror story. Maybe written by a certain missing writer.
By the initials AEW.
And this horror story starts to come true around them.
Interesting. So obviously, it's Alan is still going to be playable in the game. You're going to experience his journey, but Saga, this is sort of new character, and there is that sort of link. Tell us a bit about. You said split 50-50. Do they have separate missions? How? Because I think you can play them in sort of different sequences or orders if you want, right?
Yeah, we go into the experience playing as Saga, and it's a sequel, but it's also a standalone experience. We are not expecting everybody to do homework if they have not played the original game. This can be enjoyed.
Luckily, they released the original game for consoles.
In this world,
a year or 2 ago.
You will be going in
because I didn't get to play it because it was originally only on Xbox originally.
All the players will be on that journey with her, and then we open up the experience so that you can hop to play Alan Wake in the dark place as he's trying to find his way out, and you can keep on playing as Saga in the Pacific Northwest as the investigation goes on, and you are free to switch between them. There are a lot of connection points in many surprising ways, but there is no right way to play through this. You can choose. You can go on as Alan all the way close to the end, or as Saga, or you can keep hopping between these two sides of it.
Well, you're always so good at kind of telling challenging, interesting narratives in unique ways. I mean, Remedy's always been known for that, and you especially, so we can't wait to see how these stories intertwine, I'm sure, throughout the experience. Today, though, I know you brought with you some gameplay of Saga's adventure. We're just going to see a raw segment of the game, right?
Yeah, raw gameplay for the first time ever. This is early
on.
All
right, let's see what the gameplay was like, because the gameplay that they showed us in the PlayStation Showcase was really good, but it was like quickly flashing between stuff. Because they said raw gameplay, that makes me think is it not going to look as good.
The murder victim, in this case, back to life as a monster. And Saga is outside Bright Falls at Cauldron Lake, trying to find him and stop him.
Okay, with that, let's take a look at raw, unedited gameplay from Alan Wake 2. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
All right, still looks like it's very much like what the original was. I enjoyed the original. However, there were some points where I was getting incredibly frustrated because I was trying to figure out, like, were enemies just constantly spawning in areas over and over again? Because it got to a point where I was like, I was using all this ammo and I was these enemies were coming from places where they shouldn't have been coming from. So I'm not really sure what their plan
Sounds like
was.
somebody's home.
Game's looking nice. It looks good. Like I am interested in the second game. I did enjoy the first one, despite my issues with it. And it also seems to be. I know this is edited footage, but the actual areas themselves, like if this is how the game looks when I play it on the stream, then I should have a better time being able to see around everything, because that was my biggest issue. Some of the areas were just so dark that I couldn't see what I needed to just to progress. And this should also be a very good stream game as well. Is that a flare that you shot? So why are they going for body shots, not the headshots? Because the guy's got a because the guy has a she shooting from the hip there, or was she doing something else? That was what made that different there. Some of this was in the PlayStation Showcase, but only like clippings of it. Oh yes, now I remember the that thing that happened in the
text on the heart.
That happened in the original games. I can't remember what that was called. What those were called though.
I knew it would be here, like I saw it in a dream.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson.
And here is your like rest of the stuff that's got the gameplay.
It's for us.
We were all trapped in a horror story. The horror story wanted us dead. There's something I'm forgetting. Something important. Something's not right!
A long time coming, but Alan Wake 2 looks incredible. Thank you to Sam and Remnant.
We already got the release date for that anyway.
Now let's get a first look at the co-op campaign of Warhammer Space Marine 2 from Saber and Focus.
We're facing a Tyranid splinter fleet. They engaged us on 2 planets, Avarax and Kadaku. I'll be straight with you, Titus.
Not Kotaku.
Reservations about your reinstatement. There could be questions. Will that be a problem? No, Captain.
I never played the Warhammer games a while ago, a long time ago. Like I'm talking probably 20 or so years ago. There used to be a games shop that I would go to that had back when you would rent games. You know, obviously you don't do that as often anymore because Blockbuster and stuff don't exist, but they had Warhammer there, and I would look at the figures. The figures always looked really cool, but I never actually played it myself. But I did watch. There was one time I went there, and there's like 4 people playing Warhammer on a table there, and it looked actually pretty. It looked pretty cool. I just don't know how you play it. I'm more interested in how you would play the board game. Not the board game, the actual like field game. Like I'd like to see how that's played, like what the rules and that for that are, because that looks really interesting to me more than the actual games. Actually, now going back to it, That Prince of Persia game, I wonder what that means for Sands of Time remake, because that game is, if they're making something else, that means that what are they doing with Sands of Time? What are they going to do with Sands of Time? I have no idea. Oh, is this like what's the game called? It was that really popular PC game where you're the ruler and you make all the decisions constantly, and that's what it looks like here. It's got that sort of element to it.
Beautiful indie game, yes, Your Grace, Snowfall. Now it is time for another global game announcement, and this one comes from the minds of Saber Interactive, Focus Entertainment, and yes, horror master John Carpenter. It's a brand new world,
John Carpenter, huh?
a brand new story.
Actually, no, but is this? Did they mention this? Oh, that was there was another game that they had at one of the conferences. At the NetEase Connect, they had a not a John Carpenter game, a John Williams. John Williams was ready.
Nobody half-asses it this time.
Oh, hang on a second. That is Bon Jovi. Well, it's not actually them, but maybe I didn't need to worry about that. But Toxic Commando. All right, well, maybe it's fine for me to leave it because it's just a cover of the version, but oh, it's another zombie game. It's a cover, so maybe it should be fine. I can't remember what I used to do for the cover. Like, if I know that it's the actual singer, like the Ed Sheeran one, I knew that was actually him. This here, it's a cover of the Bon Jovi song, so I don't think it can get flagged now. Because I don't think it would anyway. If it does, I can just John Carpenter working on that game of all things. That's enough. I wasn't actually expecting that.
More unexpected collaboration, John Carpenter.
It's good though that they're getting a lot of like collaborations.
You guys think any of those zombies made it? I don't know. All right. Well, this August brings the long-awaited full 1.0 release of Baldur's Gate 3. And today, a new member is joining the cast. We're about to see the reveal of Lord Enver Gortash, the commander of a mechanical army of Steel Watchers. He's a second antagonist and is voiced by a familiar name.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power.
Wait a second. That voice, that is...
A new age...
Is that who I think it is?
Gods have mercy on those who...
I think it is. That's,
A mad dog understands the yank of the leash from the hand of its master.
That's Lucius Malfoy. That's Lucius Malfoy. That's Jason Isaacs.
Old wisdom.
Jason Isaacs.
Alliance can never be mended. It can only break. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth.
Friends, allies.
He's really good in the Harry Potter movies as Lucius Malfoy.
I'm not ready to call you enemy. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
Not as posh as he was in the things, but here it still works. Like it still works for this.
Was under control.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Baldur's Gate 3 is on track, Sven tells me, still for the end of August, and we can't wait to check that out. All right. This fall, Marvel Games and Insomniac are set to bring
Spider-Man 2. Okay. Wait, why is he?
Sounds like you guys are a little hyped, so to tell us more is Brian Intihar, game director at Insomniac.
All right.
Brian, thanks for
Spider-Man 2. What else have they got for us? Because that trailer looked really good.
Is this the box?
This is the box art. This is
Okay. It's nice.
Here it is. I mean, it has 2 on the box for a reason because this game features 2 Spider-Man.
I just noticed this. One of the we've got this. One of them is in the full symbiote. The other one is got part of its arm in the symbiote and it's shooting through the webbing.
Gameplay at the PlayStation Showcase, but
So that's
we'll talk about the 2 villains, I think, in the game. There may be more.
There are more. There are more out there. I
2
promise.
main ones, but we have some new art to show of. We obviously Kraven. We got the reveal at the PlayStation event. So tell us a bit about him and how he factors in.
Kraven's very different from any character we've done. He's not, he's not powered by magic or tech. He's just the best hunter in the world, and he's coming to New York for his greatest hunt.
That art looks really nice.
All of the Marvel characters that live in
Kraven looks really good.
Peter, Miles, and others. He's on the hunt.
And others. ...
Yeah, and others. Because we know that he's looking for all of them.
Symbiote is a part of the story, as we saw in the gameplay.
There you go. There we go. There is the. I know that that's concept art, but usually the concept art's accurate to what we end up having to do. We are fighting Venom as both of them at the same time while we still have the Venom powered suit. So that's interesting. So that means that we haven't, when we fight Venom, we have not rejected the symbiote. Actually, no, wait a second. That's Miles' suit, isn't it?
Things you love about the character are going to be there, but how the story plays out. Who is Venom?
Yeah, that's.
You have to play the game to see how.
That's Miles.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There's a bit of a tease. Now, obviously the.
Okay, are they changing Venom's origin? Is that just confirmed? Because why? The only Venom that it should be Venom is Eddie Brock, and he is in the game.
Peter. So tell us a bit
because I remember he was. And he does work at the Daily Bugle because I remember that.
I think you saw it.
That happened.
Just the raw power, the strength, and even the transformation of Peter's moves in that gameplay reveal.
Yeah.
He's we call him the acrobatic improviser, him and Miles, but you can tell there's a lot more strength, a lot more raw power, aggression.
Looking at this, the way it is now, like with this full screen, I can see so much more. And I'm really, it looks really nice.
Saw some of that in. There's much more of that.
Also noticing that there's now L1 and R1.
The journey is also more expansive. You've got Queens, Brooklyn, so even more of
weapons as well.
Yeah, I mean the city is pretty much doubled in size. So it's Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and then being able to use the web wings to traverse at speeds way faster than they were before.
That's actually even, and from what I heard, it was even bigger than. It was even bigger than the previous game, which is already fairly large.
And fall 2023, and I think we're like getting close to that. Are you guys feeling confident that you're gonna make it this fall?
Jeff, I know you like exclusives.
Yes.
And I can promise you we are very confident what we're gonna tell you right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look.
More gameplay, or just the release date. Hopefully they show more. October 20th. Okay. Well.
Nailing it. October 20th. Spider-Man 2 exclusive.
Granted, it's exclusive PS5, so again, I can't get it, unfortunately.
I know you got a lot of work to do. Wrapping up the game, and we'll check it out.
But just like what happened last time, they made it an exclusive to PS4.
All right. Now let's take a look at Palworld, a multiplayer open world.
Yes, this is the
game where you can befriend
Palworld.
Yeah,
it looks very, very much like this game's been around for a while. It looks like Pokemon, which again I saw it and I was like, this is very much like Pokemon.
Expansion to Black Desert Online, which recreates the mythical folktales from Korea's Joseon Dynasty, and some huge bosses too.
I want to say what I wouldn't buy Palworld because again wasn't interested in the other stuff. But it's like they're Pokemon. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Like look at these. You can see how inspired they are from like This is Pokemon. You cannot tell me that this isn't a you cannot tell me that this isn't Pokemon. Pokemon with guns, essentially. In saying that, though, the graphics do look very nice, and the actual towels actually look very good. I don't know if I'd buy that or not, but it does look very, very nice. I know I have seen that Palworld a few times now, but seeing it more and more, it's like I could see the gameplay looks interesting, but it's a very, very different to Pokemon. End of the morning. Oh, sorry, that was Black Desert. Okay, I wasn't interested in Black Desert anyway.
Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know.
Lord of the Rings game.
We told it ourselves.
Already looks like it's better looking than Gollum. Yes, I did buy the game, but yeah.
Across Middle Earth.
What type of game is this going to be?
Yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria.
It's another multiplayer game. It still looks very graphically. It still looks like it should look better than what it is.
We took back our home.
Well, the Rings Return to Moria. Oh right, I remember this game being announced. So even without like, well, these are ads that are embedded in the these ads are embedded in the game in the trailer, so they're different.
Alright, now we're going to look at an exciting new mobile game from a legendary franchise.
This is Epic Crisis. I think this is just Final Fantasy VII, but it's the exact same thing as Final Fantasy VII, except they just haven't changed the story or something like that. I think that's what it was. I mean, I've already got Final Fantasy VII, so it's not gonna change my, like, I don't need a chibi version of it. I'm pretty sure it's a phone game as well. No, actually no, what it is, I think it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, except if they didn't have it, except they kept it turn-based. They did all that else. I think that's how it's supposed to work. It's something like that. But again, like, I didn't really want this in the first place. It's cool that they've got these cutscenes, though, for a phone game. Yeah, iOS and Android, so For a phone game.
Pre-registration for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis has just started, and users will have the chance to participate in an upcoming closed beta test. Now, speaking of Final Fantasy, no. Today during Summer Game Fest, DoorDash has your back. You can get a free burrito when you order from Taco Bell using the code GameFest. Plus, get the chance to win a Final Fantasy 16 prize pack. DoorDash, stay in your game. Yep, we got you. All right. Now here's a look at a game we debuted last year at TGA. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, the story of two ghost hunters in the haunted wilds of North America.
Life to the living, death to the dead.
We are Banishers. We end suffering for those who live. We bring closure to those who don't. I want us back, Red. I want revenge.
Let's show this before. I think I've seen. I can't remember if we saw this before in one of the. Again, a lot of these trailers can blend together sometimes. That's why I think you need like. Okay, so you have two different characters and they have different. You can spare and you can kill, and you can swap between the.
Or do we part forever?
Come out, wherever you are. Come on, show yourself.
Oh, this could be the concept. Is this what the concept is? You're playing as a character from the living, you swap between the two characters, and it's like one person. So your character, the living character, he's going to, I guess, use the life force of other characters to take Yakuza. All right, I'm getting the Yakuza game. Alright, let's. Looking good. It's looking really good. Alright, this is all new.
お待たせしてしまって。
トラブル発生。車はまだか。到着まで3分。何があった？お前らも今回り右すりゃ無事に帰れる。さもなきゃ。これから起きることは全部お前らの選んだ結果だ。
Jeez, combat here looks much different to what he was just using like a grapple weapon there. I saw. It's a little bit different actually. Wow, where is this? Yep, he has no name. Like Dragon Gaiden, that looked really good. That looked really good. Pre-order for Fighter Pack.
Good morning, Stanley. It is.
I didn't see there was a. I think there was a. That's what I was gonna say with that Ghosts of New Eden game. I think the living character sacrifices things to help keep her alive, but then maybe she chooses to spare him, but then it gives her less chances to live. It says she gets to make a choice, but like a Dragon Age, that Gaiden looked really good and different as well.
How long has it been now?
3 years, 2 months and 17 days.
We'll probably see more for Gaiden at the RGG Summit then, if that's the case. Hopefully more in depth, I'm hoping.
Someone there? This doesn't make sense. Is someone else down here? No.
Are you there?
It's a beautiful new game, Under the Waves, and today, incidentally, is World Ocean Day. Fun fact. All right, next, Call of Duty. Well, there's a new Call of Duty coming this fall, along with Warzone Mobile.
I didn't even know that there was.
Ever look at Season 4 of
Which new Call of Duty is coming out this year? I didn't even realize there was a new one coming out.
New Warzone location with points of interest.
They always release Warzone stuff, but
stadium and an abandoned zoo. Yep, it's all happening. Check it out. Here you go.
I didn't know that they were making another one. I wasn't sure which one it was. Unless I'm forgetting something. I haven't played. I've still got the last two. Still got the last two that I haven't even played yet because they're so large, and I need to try and get space to be able to play them. Eventually, I'll get around to them. Like I still haven't played God of War Ragnarok yet, so I don't have enough space. But eventually, I'll get there. Alright, well, this is all just Warzone stuff again. I don't play Warzone, so I don't really care. Play 3 June 4th. I guess Warzone's free for everyone, but
Season 4,
not really sure.
Today is a big day for video games, but also a huge day for Porsche. The iconic German automaker turned 75 years old today.
Racing game of some sort.
Their contributions in the automotive and gaming space, and we've all raced a 911 in some point at a game. Xbox has teamed up with Porsche for a limited edition run of 75 consoles inspired by 6 famous Porsche race cars. And I'm thrilled to debut the first design here today.
Oh, for a second I thought they were about to say he were going to show off a new car, like what EA used to do on every damn E3 that they used to have. Or Xbox, I think, did the same thing. Alright, so I'm guessing it's just color schemes based on the Porsche cars. I want to see what they said that the first one. Okay, that first one looks kind of. They didn't show all of them. I didn't get a chance to see all of them, but oh, there you go. That.
Here it is. The Porsche Xbox.
That's an Xbox, right?
Consoles are not for sale, but you can enter for a chance.
They're not for sale. Okay, so if they're not for sale, that means they're going to be worth a lot of money when they get things. But I don't know why I would want
social channels for additional
a
opportunities.
game console to look like that.
Special consoles. All right, next. Phoenix Labs.
Also, I just realized those directional buttons on that Xbox controller look really
inspired by classics like Animal
weird.
Crossing and Stardew Valley. Previously announced for Nintendo Switch, there's now some exciting news for PC players too. Let's take a look at Fate Farm.
Dear friend, life in Azoria's been
okay. So this is very much just let's try and copy Animal Crossing as much as possible.
Before I know
Very hard to get that formula right, though.
It's been a breath of fresh air. I think we found a way to get cozy and settle in. But there's something more I've been itching to explore. Realms where magic comes to meet us. As long as we're prepared, we can face anything. So, what do you say? There's so much yet to discover. Are you ready?
And a Switch and PC. I mean, if it's for the Switch,
We promise variety.
I don't know.
It is Fate Farm and Mortal Kombat in the same show, only at Summer Game Fest. Now, please welcome Ben Brode, Chief Development Officer.
I mean, so far we've got some really good games.
Behind the popular collectible
yeah, pretty much like what? Oh,
Man,
Like, I gotta be careful here. Last time something on Marvel Snap got uploaded onto my channel, it was telling me that I couldn't get monetized in Russia, and something about the thing, so I ended up just deleting it out, I believe, or muting it. So this guy was really, really good in the ad, though. So hopefully this doesn't get flagged down, but it would not surprise me if it does.
Excited to announce Marvel Snap's biggest update ever. We have a new game mode coming next.
I've never played Marvel Snap, but
it's a great way to get a super competitive experience.
Never played Marvel Snap, but
you don't have to wait till next week.
Hopefully I don't get a flag down, but see how it's.
All right, Ben. I love the enthusiasm, Ben.
That's what I got.
But the guy who made the guy that was up there before, he was really
something fun with you for us to watch, right?
Oh yeah. So listen, I am incredible at card games, so I often win. But some people, and maybe you've had this experience, Jeff. Some people lose.
Yeah. Hey, fair.
And I like to think it's because they suck. No offense, Jeff. But sometimes, sometimes it's because they might just be a little bit unlucky.
Cue the tape.
Oh, snap.
Alright, we'll see what happens with this bit.
I don't have an ideal hand of cards here, but that's fine.
There's nothing that I can do.
In future turns.
There's nothing that I can do about it if they
Each player destroys their deck.
It had something about. It had something about what was it that happened? It was.
On location number 2.
It was something that happened with the music, but there's no music here, so.
Has a 25% chance of destroying your cow.
Okay, well, I mean, 25% isn't that bad, and it's gone. Okay, well, I have some powerful cards in my hand, so I can just wait. Let's see the next location.
The Big Barn. Players cannot play 4, 5, or 6 cost cows.
You gotta be kidding me.
Also, if you don't play a card this turn, you have 0 friends.
No, you're just being mean.
That was what was it? They didn't show anything with the game.
Still to come,
I was hoping for
Immortals
something
of
else.
Aveum from EA Originals and Ascendant, and the world premiere first look at Chapter 4, Season 3 of Fortnite Wilds. Now, if you're looking for the smartest way to level up your gaming this summer,
Alright, hopefully that nothing happens with that Marvel Snap ad, but
maximizing your cashback rewards on every.
if it does, I can easily just fix it up.
Now, here's a look
I'm fine with doing that. I've only been hit by a couple of like ones, a couple of
Fantasy
times.
Squad RPG adventure that is available to pre-register today.
I have sacrificed everything to save your kind. From an ancient evil. Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked. And you may prove worthy of your legacy.
Arthur Legends Rise. Oh, it's a phone game. Again, all these games that look interesting, but they end up being phone games.
Wayfinders. Do you remember the fall? The gloom descended on Skylight. You rallied to protect the beacon and paid a terrible price. You fell, and the world was broken. Remember who you were, who you are, and return to us. This world needs champions.
I think I've seen this game before as well. Now, you know, I probably couldn't end up playing. It's another co-op shooting game. Whenever I see people flying in from things like that, it makes me think that it's a Fortnite style game. Automatically tunes me up. Unreal Ed. Oh, okay, so that's an add-on for Fortnite. That was what happened.
Steve, seriously, you don't stand a chance.
Project under construction.
What did you say, guys? One more game?
Good morning, scavenger. Scan your surroundings to retrieve and recycle anything that could be of value to Scavex.
Captain's log, stardate 43152.4. Our fleet is cautiously entering hostile territory, and the crew is standing by in preparing contact.
Star Trek of some kind. What Star Trek game is this? Have you said it before? And I haven't played a Star Trek game in a long time, but Star Trek Infinite. Well, there's Picard. There's few of the other characters that I can't remember their names are. Like, I've seen them though.
Here, yeah, right. My buddy Anthony Mackie and I have been working on this for some time now. We're really excited to share.
Anthony Mackie from
Twisted Metal.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Twisted Metal, the Twisted Metal TV show.
Very excited to share a sneak peek of the character Sweet Tooth, who I had the pleasure of voicing. Hope you enjoyed it.
I thought Samoa Joe voiced.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, that's right. Samoa Joe plays him.
Well, aren't we a tall glass of water? Me? I'm
Yeah.
more of a Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, I think Samoa Joe plays the actual like character, but he doesn't do the voice.
Just to kick your ass.
Any chance we can get this back in the cars?
How about a little?
Yeah, you can definitely tell. I can definitely tell that it was Samoa Joe, the wrestler.
She had dumps like a truck. That's like what? All night long.
Let me see that thong.
Like it when the beat go? Baby, let your booty go. Girl, you want to show? The thong. Do you love the silver-haired god?
So you've got one person voicing the character and then the other person playing the character. Although at least they don't have to worry about voice syncing because
There's a misunderstanding.
we actually do because he doesn't. You can see him moving his mouth.
It's forced habit, I guess.
Sounds like you have trust issues.
That was a sneak peek, but again, like, what I remember for Twisted Metal is the actual like car battles, and yet, that was really what they had to show.
The world premiere reveal trailer of Lisfunga, the Time Shift Warrior, coming later this
I
year.
don't know why they decided to go. Again, they're going for comedy more than actually like showing you like what the actual thing is, which can be a problem.
Goddess of Time. Receive my light, Lisfunga. Let this power flow through you, and fight again alongside your past selves. I'm here again. That's another me. I look good. I rewind. I begin again, but with another me to fight with.
You're coming with me.
multiple places at once.
I will become Legion and crush these demons. Onwards! I can feel that there are more.
Very cool independent game. All right, next up is a brand new IP from Ascendant Studios, a single-player, first-person magic shooter called Immortals of Aveum.
I remember we saw this at the
in a fantasy setting,
the NetEase Connect.
It also has a
I do remember seeing this.
cast led by Darren Barnett as the main character Jack, and he joins us now. Hey, Darren.
Hey, guys.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
This is such a cool game, super high production value, spectacular gameplay. Tell us about the guy you play. You're the main character, Jack, right?
Yes, I am playing the main character, Jack, as seen behind me. He is a battle mage that controls all 3 forms of magic, triple threat. He's brash, he's funny, but he gets the job done.
Well, it's the gameplay, as we've seen, is just so fast-paced. There's so much action in it, you know, with all the spells, the spell casting, the magic. What can you tell us about the story and sort of how this battle mage, Jack, he sort of becomes a battle mage, right?
Yeah, he kind of comes from nothing. He's, I guess they call him a street rat is what he was. But he, during a time of intense trauma, he summons the power to control magic. Becomes part of the Immortals, which is like the elite Navy SEAL squad of this world called.
I've seen him in something before, but I don't remember.
Okay. You have a great cast. You, Gina Torres in it. Lots of amazing actors in this incredible, really high production value game that's coming out this summer. We don't have to wait long for it. And I know you brought something with you to share today, which is a gameplay sequence, which is one of the most epic sort of parts of the game, right?
Yeah. So this is a wild part of the game. This trailer is going to be showing you the Immortals and myself confronting Sandrak directly, who is the top villain of this game, and trying to end the Everwar. And it's taking place in like one of the most badass levels of a video game I've seen. We're battling on top of a 400-foot mech in the middle of the ocean as it moves around. It's wild, so let's take a look.
All right, let's take a look at some brand new gameplay from Immortals of Aveum, which comes out this summer for PC, PS5, and Xbox. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
Sandrax literally pushed us to the edge.
See, I think I've seen her as well.
Already is. And we're still losing.
Welcome aboard, Immortal. What's our bearing, sir?
North by northeast. 5 knots.
We'll catch him, sir.
Prepare to repel boarders! Airships got a target! Action station! Action station!
Finally, actually, some gameplay that's like within the. It's not like within the what's like footage. So this is what the actual game would look like when we're actually playing it. Really, I was just wondering why didn't they show? I was wondering what they were meant to not show anything. You get gold very easily. Just defeating one enemy gives you like 400 gold. Like they get 218,000 at this point, but I have no clue where they're up to in the game. Be able to like tell where the like how far along they are. So when I see this, it looks like it's like Overwatch type powers, except obviously we have more of them. Actually, seeing this and with all the hand movements to do all these spells, it makes me wonder if Doctor Strange could eventually get a game. Because Doctor Strange has a whole bunch of like full hand movements that they can do that they showed off in like the Midnight Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns trailer. They showed all that off, and in the game I should say, they showed all that off. that's definitely something they could try on try for the future, but I don't know if a first-person version of that would work.
I want to fight this war as one of you.
You're what's called a triarch. The Pentasod has gifted you with the ability to manifest all 3 colors of magic.
We're only going to win this one together. Sigil up.
Love that we get to show you guys so much amazing raw gameplay today, and that game looks incredible. Coming out this summer from Ascendant and EA. Now, one game that constantly reinvents itself is Fortnite, and tomorrow, Chapter 4, Season 3 Wilds launch.
Alright, well here comes your, like, obligatory, like, Fortnite content, which,
preview the season. The center of
yeah, it's just like, again, I've never played Fortnite, I don't keep up with Fortnite, I just see what they introduce in the game, and it's just like, it's essentially just them trying to explain.
Here we go.
Cybertron, are we getting Transformers now in Fortnite? If we haven't already got those? I mean, they've done everything else, they've done a whole bunch of other stuff. It said Cybertron. I know that there's set characters, like, I think there's certain characters that are set in Fortnite, like, I guess it's supposed to be similar to how Overwatch works, where there's certain characters that are, like, the default Fortnite characters, and everyone else is, like, skins of different stuff that's already well known. I'm guessing that's how it works, like how it is with Team Fortress and stuff like that. There's yeah, we're getting Transformers. So if we're getting Optimus Prime, that means we're getting. Means we had to get some of the others. Bit weird that they introduced Optimus Prime in like a jungle setting, but
Fortnite Wilds launches tomorrow.
Yeah, bit
finally,
weird.
guys, it's time to get to our grand finale.
All right,
it is a deep honor for me to present this game. What you're about to see is a world premiere trailer that gives us a new look at an expansive world we can't wait to explore again. This game comes from a studio that surprised the world and redefined the RPG genre with its iconic characters and rich storytelling. And I want to thank them for this trailer for one of gaming's most anticipated upcoming releases. The rumors were true.
Alright, so that means we're getting, there we go. This is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Cutscene's looking really, really good. There's Tifa and Barrett. Tifa, Barrett, Red. Aerith. All on the, alright. I'm kind of hoping for your PS4 announcement, but I don't think that it's going to be on PS4, unfortunately.
Just look at it all.
Is this where... I think this is where... No, so this is Cosmic Canyon. That's Cosmic Canyon.
Going strong.
It's really nice.
They look that way. But in reality, it's barely hanging on.
This looks beautiful, like...
I was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
It looks amazing, like, so far.
Asking me this?
This is
looks very much how, the one that we saw before. What's it, Chocobos? Good, more Chocobos again.
In Nibelheim 5 years ago.
4 characters, that's different. I don't think we had 4 characters last time, we only had 3.
It is the very essence of our
There is another one from Cosmic Canyon that gives you the. It's getting really nice.
They're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows.
Now, is this the remainder of the game, or is this only part 2?
Sephiroth was in Midgard.
How far are they going to take us?
Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what.
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Red 13. There you go. Red 13's playable, which I figured that was going to
Feast
happen.
your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still.
She in the original game? I don't remember. I don't remember if Elena was there. Rude was there. I remember. Yeah, a lot of this stuff looks very much the same, like with the combat, how it works. Vengeance mode is what Red 13's ability is. Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see what that is. There's Yuffie. Alright, so Yuffie's playable in this game, so, but I guess that you need the DLC, but the DLC is exclusive, I think, to PS5. That's another reason I need to get the game.
They say she's a monster.
There's...
inside you. Into the very depths.
I think that's Genova that we're fighting there. Is there any, like, is there any, I was waiting to see if there was a health bar there. So that has to be Genova.
You murdered my dad. You burned my village.
You know that I killed her. So, who is she?
Wait, what? Did they change something in the storyline? Early 2020, 2 discs. 2 discs.
That was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming early 2024.
Okay, I'm still thinking there's more. There's more to this because the reason why I'm saying there's more to this is because even if it's 2 discs, they did not show anything past the Genova fight, and there's still a lot of game left.
2077 Phantom Liberty, as well as the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on Sunday. Right now, though, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from IM8bit and Double Fine, which celebrates the independent game culture with a number of new game reveals over the next hour. We'll see you later this summer on August 22nd for Gamescom opening night live in Germany, and again in December when we come together
so Gamescom and
to celebrate 10 years of the Game Awards. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you soon.
All right, this isn't gonna be the end of the stream. But I think it's the end of this conference, so since it's the end of this conference, I'll do a wrap up of all the stuff here. And then once I've done a wrap up of that, there's more stuff on after this that I want to do, because there might be stuff on there that we can... But yeah, that'll be the end of that conference. Let me just go. Alright, let's just go through quickly and, like, see what... Overall, like, probably not as good as the PlayStation Showcase. Although we still got a number of games that I was interested in seeing, so it was like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown looks like it could be interesting. That also leads me to think what's going to happen with a Sands of Time remake. That makes me wonder, like, what's going to happen there, because the Sands of Time remake has not. Last I heard, they were canceling pre-orders for it. So now that they made another Prince of Persia game, that's making me wonder if they're actually going to continue making the Sands of Time remake or not. Mortal Kombat 11 has a September 19th release date. Also, the cameo system was really cool. New gameplay for this thing was really good. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage. That's a very that actually is really good as well. Also, it's kind of fitting that because he played Guile in the Street Fighter movie, which I enjoy that movie. I understand a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's better than what most people seem to think. Alan Wake 2, it showed us pretty much most of the same stuff, apart from a bit of gameplay stuff. Spider-Man did not show us any new gameplay. We got October 20th as the release date. However, they did show the Venom suit. Now, with the Venom suit, they showed the concept art. It shows Peter in his suit, not venomized, and Miles in his suit, not venomized, fighting Venom together. So that confirms that. However, the one thing that got me speculating is he said that the person who plays Venom, you have to be. I'm thinking that it's not going to be Eddie Brock. There's a chance that it might not be Eddie Brock who plays him because he mentioned that it's not. It might not be who you think, and I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, who's it going to be? Because it makes sense for it. The way the symbiote thing is, it's got to get onto Peter, and then he has to take it off, and for some reason he has to do something, and then it goes into another character. So it's like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I'm looking forward to this. It's coming out this year. IGG Summit's probably going to have even more stuff to show off on there, which I'm looking forward to seeing. That's going to probably be really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And then finally, like that Resident Evil 7 Rebirth trailer. So early 2024, 2 discs, Red 13 playable, Yuffie's in the game. So I don't. One thing I do not know is for Yuffie to be playable in the Rebirth game, do we have to have the DLC, or is she always available? Because if that's the case, it means that I have to play the Integrate DLC before I play Rebirth, to make sure that I get that as well. You have to remember to do that. Also, yeah, look, that looked really good. Also, the thing is, it said 2 discs. It showed off Cosmic Canyon. It showed off one of the John Nova fights against Sephiroth. It showed some things with Nibelheim. In the original trailer, it showed Nibelheim with Sephiroth and Zack walking through the thing. Not a lot of endgame stuff that they showed in this trailer here. Now, whether that was for spoiler reasons or whether it was for some other reasons, I do not know. However, what's making me think that there might be a third game is that they haven't shown, despite it being 2 discs, they have not shown, like, hopefully they show other stuff later. I don't know if they will, but I want to know how, like, if this is the definitive end of the game. Because if it is, I'm disappointed that they couldn't have put that on the PS4. Because why would you put one half on the PS4 and then the other half not on the PS4? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, so overall, I would say that was I enjoyed that. That was fine. So that was the end of the Summer Games Fest. However, apparently there's other stuff that's on here. So I want to check what this is just before I do it. Let me just get out of this mode for a second. Yeah, so there's still like an hour or so of the video. I want to just check to see what else is here. Okay, there's more stuff that's here. Whatever this is. Okay, he's actually... No, okay, so this is... Wait a second. What's going on? Hang on a second. Let me just figure this out. I'm going to mute the audio. That's already out. That's already out. So why is it showing... I want to just wait to see what happens when this ends. If it's just going to be ads, then I can just leave it. If it's not going to be ads, then I will... it's not going to be ads, then I will just... put it into the next one. I just want to make sure that it's working correctly. It might just be ads, actually. Let's just skip through for a second. Okay, so there's actually 3 lots of things here. Alright, so that's what it's going to be. So you got like the Devolver Digital thing, and there's a Devolver Digital thing, which I'll watch, and then there's a whole bunch of ads for the thing, which we'll go through and watch as well. Okay, that's what it is. There we go. There we go. Never mind. That's what we're gonna do. Go back to the end. Go back to the end. All right. So what we'll do is I will. For this start, I'll edit the. Need to edit the. In here first. So there's going to be 3 conferences in this year. There's going to be we've got the Summer Games Fest. We've got the. I should edit this actually. So it should be Summer Games Fest 2023 plus. I'm trying to see because it's. I'll have a look and see what it's called. It should be. We'll worry about it later, actually. Worry about it later. Just continue on with the thing and see how it goes. See what it actually says that it is. this anything new for? Is this anything new for Cuphead? This is I think a part of the showcase as well. I'll edit the title later. Once I figure out what it's supposed to be. But getting Cuphead. Wait, is it gonna reveal the I was gonna say I thought it was gonna reveal the the mermaid. This new DLC for Cuphead? Or is it a... Okay, no, it's just the physical edition. I already have the physical edition. And, okay, the collector's edition gives you a Puppet as well. That's pretty handy. But yeah, we'll go through the rest of the stuff here. Okay, so it's called Day of the Devs. That's what I should call it.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Day of the Devs Digital Showcase. Thanks to Jeff Keighley for having...
In a second, so we'll go to this, and, some games... So, Plat Reacts 9. Game Fest 23 plus.
This thing has really grown since it started 10 years ago here in San Francisco. Day of the Devs was an idea from Double Fine Productions and their friends at IM8-Bit to put on a show that really celebrated video games and focused on the fans.
But yeah, Tim Schafer is from Double Fine, so...
It started as a live event here in San Francisco where we
I'll include this as part of the video because it's showing off trailers and stuff, so...
And it was really just a festival of amazing creativity and very inspiring.
And it was also part of the actual showcase itself, so... There's a Devolver Digital one, I think, after this.
Digital showcase, so people from around the world can enjoy all of these amazing games. We had a record number of submissions this year, more people wanting to be part of Day of the Devs than any year previously, and we have more world premieres today than ever before. I'm excited. I hope you're excited, and please, without further ado, enjoy Day of the Devs. Digital showcase.
Yeah, so I've got it at Summer Games Fest 2023, and then I put down Lost Day of the Devs just to.
That is near and dear to my heart. This is from Greg Lobanoff and the team at Wishes Unlimited, who made incredible games.
This is all the stuff from the day, I guess you could say.
Beastie Ball.
There might be some stuff in here that could be interesting.
Hi, I'm Greg Lobanov, and I am bouncing off the walls excited to finally tell you what my friends and I have been working on together ever since Chicory came out a couple years ago. Introducing Beastie Ball.
Okay, that's a... This is a... Okay, this is...
Beastie Ball is a tournament where you coach a team of beasties to play Beastie Ball, which is kind of like volleyball.
So this is Pokemon? This is Pokemon, except when you get into battles, you are getting into battles with them against them in volleyball.
Rival sports teams as you rise your way through the Beastie Ball rankings.
I love how people are taking the Pokemon mechanic and making games that... Yeah, it's such a different concept.
Beasties are highly social creatures that evolved to play sports. In their natural wild state, they're constantly playing Beastie Ball to build friendships, to settle disputes, or just to have fun. When beasties play together, they actually become friends with one another. And depending on their personalities and their teamwork style, they can form different kinds of friendships. But whether they become besties or rivals or partners or sweethearts, they'll get some kind of unique combo ability that only that character can do, which can turn the tide in.
Again, this is the kind of stuff that indie developers should be doing to make it so it's like.
So with this game, we really wanted to emphasize
this is really
agency as living creatures.
Different.
Doing their own thing.
It's just different. Like I don't know if I'd buy it, but
fulfilling a certain
it's just something that's different.
The goal isn't to collect as many beasties as you can, but
it's Pokemon with volleyball.
And be surprised by the ways that they grow.
But you have to win a volleyball match, but you have to take into account everyone's weaknesses and.
We knew we wanted to create a really wide variety.
It's just very interesting to see things like this.
Logical niche and way of playing Beastie Ball. So we're working with a really wonderful.
Of course, the main issue comes to play is a lot of the beasties look like their Pokemon.
Poses and animations are all hand drawn, which gives us lots of opportunity to express their personalities and their different ways of moving.
To help give each beastie that personality, we've been doing unique voices for them. Each one can express a range of emotions, and we've had a lot of fun performing that. But it's not all just friendships and rainbows. This game is about sports.
You come from a tiny town built around a nature preserve. You're kind of underdogs until one day when the Beastie Ball League shows up and starts tearing down the preserve to build a stadium. Your only way to stop the construction is to rise all the way to the top of the Beastie Ball League.
Right from the start of your adventure, you'll be able to see all the ranked teams on your map. You decide where to go, who to challenge, and in what order. And every time you defeat a ranked coach, the other ranked coaches get stronger. So no matter
it's just a fascinating
an exciting rise to the top.
philosophy for a
excited to find the
game.
reviews. It's a really special project for us. And if Beastie Ball looks cool to you too, then please check us out at beastieballgame.com. We're going to be revealing a crowdfunding campaign very, very soon, and we'd love to have your support. Thanks very much. We can't wait to talk to you more about Beastie Ball.
Again, I think this might be what like makes Pokemon want to.
Heart Machine's follow-up.
This might be something that makes Pokemon like want to do something different, because if you've got other people making Pokemon-esque games, but having them be like complete, like they're still making Pokemon that look good. But here it's like everyone else is making these things where they're taking the Pokemon formula and doing other
It'll
stuff.
be chock full of secrets and lore, sure to satisfy even the most curious explorer. You'll face off against enigmatic enemies, armed with an arsenal of weapons that you've crafted with the spoils of your previous battles. And for those die-hard fans that have been eagerly awaiting its release, we have some never-before-seen sneak peeks. This is Hyper Light Breaker.
Hello, I'm Alex, creative director at Heart Machine, and we're making Hyper Light Breaker. Hyper Light Breaker is a huge, stylish, bloody game. As is our MO, it's a game that's vivid but bleak, with a crumbling world that can be brutal and beautiful all at once. It's a major landmark for us, and the first of its kind, an open world game where you never return to the same world twice. You could say it's a mix of incredible open world games like Breath of the Wild, distilled into the format of a roguelike such as Dead Cells or Hades. You can play alone or with friends cooperatively online. Breaker's narrative will be presented fully through visual storytelling, where you'll discover and decipher the mystery of this world and lost land from long ago. Every world will be different, loaded with dangerous creatures, razor-sharp combat, vast overgrown wilderness, long-dead civilizations, and new discoveries in a mysterious, vibrant, yet horribly ominous atmosphere. Each biome in the world is different, with unique dangers, set pieces, and stories of their own. There will be massive bosses to take down in an open structure with dangerous, unique, and challenging sub-bosses scattered throughout runs. You'll pick up new gear, make new builds, unlock new characters, upgrade your equipment as you bring back more and more materials from runs. We've learned so much from our previous games, building up amazing tech and a deep well of knowledge and experience as a team. Breaker's the culmination of all that incredible work, and we're excited to have you experience it for yourself. We'll have a lot more information on the game as we come closer and closer to early access later this year.
And now, in true Day of the Devs fashion, we're traveling halfway around the globe to Transylvania to bring you a game that is not what you expect. From developer Stone Skip and publisher iam8bit Presents, I'm thrilled to bring you a world premiere title that is not only relaxing and enjoyable, it's chill and vibey. Let that anxiety go while you play Simpler Times.
Hi there, welcome. I'm Lara.
And I'm Dragos of Stoneskip Studio. We are a small team from Transylvania, and our mission is to create meaningful interactive experiences. Our first game, Simpler Times, sheds light to the beauty of the ordinary and serves as a place from the past where it can be present.
Simpler Times follows Tyna on a heartwarming journey through her memories as she prepares to leave her childhood home.
Man, it's getting pretty full. Starting to feel like I'm never gonna come back.
We want you to slow down and savor the present moment by immersing you in Tyna's world.
It's apple picking season. My favorite.
Through visual storytelling and
This is another life sim game.
you will journey alongside her as she delves into her past.
But
and uncovers
I mean, I don't know.
With each puzzle, Taina grows.
That's the other thing with I guess these indie showcases. Like sometimes they do show off a lot of good things, but most of the time it's stuff that
ones like building a birdhouse
doesn't hold my interest a whole lot.
That hold sentimental value for Taina.
I really wish I could take you with me. I'm gonna miss our duets together.
We know the world is getting faster every day. We live in it too. We wanted to create a space where players can take a break, slow down, and enjoy something meaningful. Simpler Times stems from stories we believe need to be told and heard. Inspired by this very place we're now sitting in, the game is a reflection of the physical spaces we spend time in and the memories we hold dear.
I've spent so much time here looking out the window. It's hard to believe that I won't see this view for a while.
We want to build a sense of awareness and appreciation for the world around us, encouraging you to reflect on your own memories and experiences.
Simpler Times is coming soon on PC and other platforms, so make sure to wishlist on Steam and follow us on social media.
Thanks for taking the time to listen. We hope you'll enjoy playing Simpler Times as much as we enjoyed creating it. Bye!
Bye!
It's like childhood is the beach and growing up is the sea. Can I still take all these seashells with me? Can I lock them in a chest with my memories?
This next game is from Sad Owl Studios and Thunderful Publishing.
Also, I guess the only other thing I have to consider is when it comes to these things, most of them are usually on PC because it's easier. I think it's the easiest thing to launch on.
Viewfinder is a difficult game to describe in words, but if you saw it, you'd immediately recognize it.
What is this place?
It is a game that, gives players a lot of freedom.
What's an old photograph doing here?
You can take photos or find photos and then make them into real 3D spaces.
Hang on, did you just shift reality? Sick.
What makes it unique is the central mechanic where you're using a camera and pictures to reshape and reconfigure the world around you in order to solve challenges in creative ways.
It's such a unique experience, and I think everybody is just going to have a different experience of how they play Viewfinder, and that's just a really nice thing to it.
A perfect fit. An elegant solution.
That doesn't look right. You can rotate reality too!
If I was to compare Viewfinder to other games, I'd say it's like the gameplay of Portal combined with the visual illusions of Superliminal or Antechamber. People have also compared it to The Witness and Manifold Garden and various other first-person puzzle games. It's a puzzle game, but it's very sandboxy and playful and open-ended.
The whole concept of when we started is that when you actually create something, you do destroy a lot of things. And, that's just a very important lesson in creation. Viewfinder is created by different people, and we have people from all over the world who have such a diverse and interesting cultures.
Each character comes from a different culture. There's a lot of sort of culture-specific props and items and themes who you learn about mostly through environments and environmental storytelling. And so we've tried to sort of make these special spaces that really represent that character, who they are, what they like to do.
I'm sure you noticed by now, but using film was always Mirren's idea. One of her many passions. Celia was always fond of games.
It's just very important for us to just put in what we know.
This seems like it's more like another one of those life simulator things where it's like it's going to be up to you how far you explore and do everything, which
This must be the next stage.
normally I would have thought there would have been a little bit thing, but it's just again, PS5 and PC anyway.
We received a record number of submissions for this Summer Game Fest edition of Day of the Devs.
I think that's the thing, like, it's because Day of the Devs is essentially like indie showcase, because again, Tim Schafer has made some really good games. The only issue is that usually his games do not sell, which is what a lot of people seem to look at and say that's why.
So here it is, this
Which, again, like, unfortunately, he just
Hello everyone, my name is
didn't really have that breakout, like,
with Moonloop.
monetary success, I don't think, so.
Called Honkai. The main mechanic in Honkai is that as a ghost, you can haunt things and get access to their abilities. There's a big variety of things that you can haunt in this game. I think you'll have a lot of fun sort of exploring around and seeing what different things you can haunt and the abilities that they give you. Core mechanics.
Looking at this, it reminds me of that Don't Starve game with
it focuses less
how
on
it works, but
intensity moments,
obviously it's a little bit
finding
different types
creative
of
ways
colors
to
and things like
use
that.
the twin stick paradigm to create fun solutions to the challenges in the game. Honkai follows the story of a ghost in the afterlife, and beyond that it really expands into a lot of ghosts in the afterlife and sort of the stories that they have.
It's more so about visual storytelling rather than being in this. Like, I think that's another thing about it, where it's like, if we're looking at games from like the 80s being like, oh, they're really difficult because of the games from back then. Well, it's like the games were really hard to make up for the lack of length. Here, to make up for the lack of like gameplay that they're not necessarily might be as good as making, maybe it's like they look at the art style to be like to sell the game rather than the actual gameplay, because maybe it's easier for people to find people who can make really creative looking art versus making really well crafted games.
So it all sort of comes together to give you this sort of tour through the afterlife, chilled out experience. If this is something you're interested in, be sure to wishlist it. It helps us out a lot.
Our next game is a bit of a blast from the past. It arrived on the scene around 12 years ago, quickly became the talk of the town, and won a handful of awards, including the Seamus McNally Grand Prize at GDC's Independent Games Festival. But then, shortly afterwards, both the game and its creator vanished. That game was Cart Life, a slice-of-life simulation game that put you in the shoes of various street vendors and tasked you with setting up a successful business selling bagels or newspapers. As the story unfolds, you'd soon find yourself making tough choices and trying to balance keeping your business afloat with the needs of your character and their families. It was a truly unique, powerful, and special game, and it's super sad that it's been unplayable now for the better part of a decade. But it gives me great pleasure to tell you that, lovingly restored and better than ever, Cart Life is back.
Hi, I'm Nick Herman. I'm with Ad Hoc Studio, and we're here to show you Cart Life. Car Life is a retail simulator developed by Richard Hoffmeyer and was originally released in 2013, where it won a bunch of awards at the Independent Games Festival. For a variety of reasons, he ended up pulling it off Steam, but all of us at Ad Hoc are such big fans of Richard's work. Now we're partnering with him to help bring it back. In Cart Life, you can play as 3 different characters in any order. Each have their own unique background and circumstances, but what they all have in common is that they're trying to make it as street vendors. Melanie is a recently divorced mother and has moved back into her family home with her daughter, all the while trying to establish her new coffee cart. Andris is a Ukrainian immigrant who is trying to put down roots in a new town by opening a newspaper stand. And Vinny has big dreams, but never enough money to make it happen. He's hoping that selling his homemade...
It's an interesting looking game, like a little game.
Building your own cart.
I didn't even know this game existed.
Just like in real life, in Cart Life, your resources are limited.
It is interesting how they...
You need to take care of yourself and others, and how you prioritize the needs of your cart against the personal needs of each character will determine the outcome of their stories.
I'd like to see how, like, if someone put like a whole thing together and was like, hey, this is like the optimal way to get like the best ending for everyone or something.
The world of Cart Life is alive and filled with characters who are potential customers that you'll get to know as you try to build your business. There's no right or wrong.
This actually would make me wonder if this would be a good speedrun game. Because of being like, how can you like
everyone's experience
make the thing as fast as possible?
The choices they make, what they prioritize, and even the order in which they choose to play the characters. This release is going to have a bunch of new story content, new art, updated controls and mechanics.
You can see how they've actually like. Obviously, it's come a long way since 12 years ago.
Later this year.
Again, it's going for a specific art style. It works. I think it works. I wonder why the guy decided to like get rid of the thing.
And as we get deeper into the grind revival, things are getting a little more avant-garde and daring. This next one gives you all that Tony Hawk mechanical goodness that you crave, but with a heavy helping of demons and brimstone. This is the world premiere of Hellscape.
Hello, my name is Jordi van den Bussen, also known as Kwobbelkop. I'm the CEO and founder of Phantom Coast, and today we'll be talking about Hellscape.
All right, Anton, first try. Here we go.
I'm not like into. I'm not into
No, that was a good combo. All right.
Skating games, but like, okay, this is like a skating game along with dealing with enemies that are attacking you.
Again.
Hellscape takes place in Wertheim. Here you play as Anton Falcon, a skater through and through. All Anton wants to do is skate at Wertheim's fabled beach, even if that means he has to go through the gods and monsters who will do anything to stop him and his skater friends from doing what they love most. The skateboard mechanics are very similar to the arcade-like games such as Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I mean, our lead game designer Steve actually worked on Tony Hawk's Underground.
It started a long time ago, the idea, and the far-off, far-flung land of 2002. I worked on a game called Tony Hawk Underground, and at the time we were working, we were thinking...
Okay, they're the ones who did Underground.
An RPG or an action RPG.
Yeah, Underground is a...
Creating and all this kind of stuff. It's super cool.
Tony Hawk Underground is a... I think that's the one... The one game I watched someone do a playthrough of that because I liked the idea of the story mode. It actually had an interesting story mode to it. Like, I never played the game myself, but I watched a playthrough of it, and it's like, that's what
It is a skateboarding roguelike game.
Well, I think that one's probably the best one of all.
Skateboarding with the tricks and traversal.
Because of it having that really creative story mode to it.
Roguelite structure.
Just like with other games in the roguelite genre, death is a central mechanic in the game. When you die in a run, thankfully you don't lose everything. You keep your resources, which you can use to get permanent upgrades such as tattoos or skateboards, which act as weapons.
So I wonder how what you do here. Do you have to prioritize tricks, or do you prioritize like combat?
Skateboard hack and slash.
Because I've never seen a game like this
The
before.
core of the gameplay revolves around your skateboarding tricks.
The game should be quite easy for people to pick up and play. It has a combat system which is meant to be very friendly, very forgiving and rewarding, especially at the beginning, and then gradually it teaches you and ramps up the skill of the skateboarding, where you need it, when you need it.
Doesn't look like there's a map though on
Why
the.
did you stop me from skating?
Look at yourself. Your wing, your arm. What do you think happens when that gets to your head?
Doesn't look like there was a map
This
on
reveal
the
of Skate, which listing
on the
the
thing
game
to be able to
in the
figure out.
Thank you.
Like know which way it was supposed to go to fight enemies, for example.
In our next game, Henry Halfhead, you play as Half a Head. That's it. That's the game. But it's so much more than that too, because you see, Henry can be many things, can be anything, in fact. He has the curious ability to be able to transform into anything he can reach. Using this peculiar power and perplexing form, you'll live the life of the title character, navigating sandbox situations crafted by Zurich-based developers Lululu Entertainment, and in so doing, maybe ponder the philosophical questions. Who is? How is? What does it mean to be Henry Halfhead?
Welcome! May I introduce you to Henry? Henry's not just anyone. If they're anything, they're, well, everything. Henry can transform into everything in their reach. Yes.
Oh.
Everything. And that's how they manage their daily life. The familiar noise of Henry's alarm clock announces the dawn of a new day. And it will keep ringing until Henry gets up and calms the nervous, quivering machine. Tick tock, tick tock. At least half awake, Henry is ready for their morning routine, which they usually start by making their bed. Staying in bed is tempting, but only leads to regret later. Henry knows that if you want to change the world, you have to start off by making your own bed. Completing this simple task in the morning gives Henry a little bit of pride and the feeling of control over their life. With part of the morning routine done, Henry was ready to freshen up. For hours, Henry could sit there, lifting the seat up and down, pretending it was a singing mouth. Not too hot, not too cold.
There's only one tap though.
Henry bought a turmeric soap. They didn't know, they just liked the color. It's actually great for their skin. That got all the dirt. Henry should now dry themselves. All clean and dry, Henry is now ready for a proper breakfast. Breakfast with a warm beverage is important, and so is keeping up with the news.
This week. That's all for now. Have a wonderful day.
The best drink Henry can make from beans. The candy of nature. Delicious. Well fed and well informed, Henry has to get ready and pack for work.
Just one apple slice. Just gonna pack two.
Henry takes their lunchbox and leaves now. They can catch the 8 o'clock bus.
It's gonna take two.
Double the Henry, double the fun. play Henry's not-so-ordinary everyday life in co-op mode. Henry Everyday Life with a twist.
I feel like I kind of already just saw the game, like at that point. Like,
This game is from Jeppe Carlsen, a creator who's perhaps best well known for his work as master puzzle creator on Limbo and Inside.
Oh,
We had the
okay,
honor of
Limbo.
Working with him to publish 2 of his solo projects as part of Double Fine Presents: rhythm action platformer 140 and co-op arcade shooter Thoth. 2 of the most fiendishly well-designed and fun puzzle games I've ever played that truly give you a sense for and appreciation of Jeppe's contributions to those Playdead titles. His new game sees him teaming back up with Jakob Schmidt, composer of 140, and applying his trademark puzzle skills to a beautiful, mind-bending adventure game. This is Cocoon.
Hello, I'm Jakob, co-founder and audio director of Geometric Interactive in Copenhagen. I would like to show you what our amazing team has been working on for the last couple of years. Our game, Cocoon.
oh, but they showed that in the they showed that in the Annapurna Interactive. They showed that before actually. It's a thought they did.
Cocoon is an adventure game with multiple worlds, and each of these worlds are contained within an orb. Let me demonstrate by jumping out of the world which we are currently exploring. Just like that, we are now in a world outside. The orange orb here contains the world we were previously exploring. Let's jump out one more time. We are now in a world even further outside and can explore this world using the orange orb that we picked up. Orbs can be placed on switches to power devices and solve puzzles. And you can even throw them into pipes. You can use the hierarchy of worlds within worlds to solve interesting puzzles. For example, to safely avoid this moving barrier, you simply jump out of the world, let it pass by, and jump back in. Now, Cocoon is not only about exploration and puzzles. Within each world, you have to face a mighty guardian. Here is a first glimpse of one of these encounters.
I guess you kind of expect this sort of thing from the people who did Limbo and Inside, because I remember they were a little bit different with how they did their what's that games.
We hope you look forward to exploring the mysterious worlds of Cocoon, releasing later this year on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch.
And now, I'm pleased to bring you a title from French-Canadian developer Impossible. In this relaxing artistic exploration game,
Or get an shot.
Painter with a
Fix something for a second. Why does that look blurry?
This game is more
Check
than
something for a
appropriate
second.
for David Dev's Summer Game Fest edition because its title,
correct
in
opacity,
French, translates to
background scale. Everything was, that's weird. Why did the message come up there really dark?
We are a small Montreal-based indie studio.
You're going crazy.
Our first title.
Why are you going crazy? So something happened? I need to fix that actually. So let me just check something. I want to check if I can fix the see if I add a bit of a opacity to it. Does it actually like make any difference?
You see the world through the eyes of a painter.
What's going on?
Acting like
That's
a canvas, just waiting for you to fill it with color.
Something happened.
Été means summer in French.
I'm gonna check something when you
in our French-speaking hometown of
Yeah,
Montreal, Canada. As you step to the shoes,
right window was coming up with
traveling
that
abroad
dog
for,
for a second.
well, the summer. This is a game for people who love pure exploration.
Hopefully it's not
You
too
create your
crazy,
own
'cause I
open
think
scene
it's,
scenes at your own pace, following your curiosity, getting sidetracked, and discovering secrets along the way.
They're gonna get a little crazy, not too crazy, but hopefully nothing's
You'll extract its color
nothing's
as droplets of experience.
too badly going on.
Level up, you'll become able to unleash larger splashes of paint that reveal a bigger part of the world at once.
That might be what it was. Yeah.
You'll also meet plenty of locals, taking
Realize
photos
that
of
the
their
chat
lighthearted,
is-
everyday anecdotes.
Might
And
have
some of
to-
them will even commission artwork.
6 nosy children, stream cold AC, and no internet connection. Wow. I don't know
Using
what's
your
going on
bike,
there.
you
Well,
can travel quickly back to your apartment.
that sounds
on canvas.
That sounds like you are going crazy. You need some time.
That's where
yourself.
creativity comes into play. At your easel, you can
6
create
noisy
gorgeous
children with no
artwork.
internet connection. That
Anything you discover
sounds
in
like it's gonna be,
conditions of
and it's cold.
Stamps on your canvas can be freely
So you can't go outside.
in 3D.
It's too cold. There's no internet, so that means that staying inside is going to be boring.
On commissions.
And 6 children.
Paint as many creative artworks as you like without any
What could you do that you could like?
With hundreds of unlockable stamps.
I guess you'd have to like watch TV, play games,
Apart from living
do something. I don't know.
Painter, you'll
Try to
also
find a way to
meet
distract yourself.
like-minded artists like Marianne, an ambitious photographer, and Theo, a talented musician, among many others. If you manage to befriend them, maybe they'll let you in on their best-kept secret, an abandoned building that could become your very own painting studio.
Wait, if you've got no internet connection, how are you watching the stream?
For yourself. It is coming out.
Was it because you're using Wi-Fi? I
hope
guess.
you'll enjoy your
'Cause
adventures as a traveling painter in this
Guess that
lovely
would work.
crafted, whimsical summer world.
Hi everybody, how are you liking the show so far? This is the time where we take a brief break to talk about the long and complicated process by which we accept games into the nominating committee and all the legal ramifications and the technical rules that go with the accounting of the...
Tim, sorry. I thought that, yeah, I thought I was doing something here too. All right. Hey, Kelly from Indie Mega Booth here.
I was just wondering, like, what would I do in that situation? There's no internet. It's cold. And you've got noisy 6 children that are noisy. Like, the only thing I would think of is like, okay, well, you've got TV, then they're probably going to argue about what's on. You put a movie on, but then they're probably going to argue about what's on.
Best up-and-coming games like Crypto the Necrodancer, Tunic, Disco Elysium, Spirit...
And then you got to try and find a way to distract them so that they're not as noisy.
The Stanley Parable, and Papers, Please have all been part of the Indie Mega Booth community. If you're a dev,
You'll likely know us from our industry work, such as our GDC showcases, our presence at Bit Summit, our global outreach and events, including a robust scholarship and grant program. And if you've never heard of any of this, well, that's fine. Just think of us as like a stepping stone into the games industry, where folks who love indie games can connect.
Hopefully you can get like a bit of a break when you're in the stream, because it's not going to be really anything intensive like I have to do on just the first day of the
but we were so excited
Summer
to
Game
announce
Fest.
We're finally waking up from our big long slumber.
And I think there's a break, a bit of a break. I think the next stuff is on like today's Friday, heading into Saturday, so I think the next conferences are on the Monday.
And the best ways to help support the games and
Which is
developers.
weird that they've just got a couple of days break with nothing.
Individually we're tiny, together we're mega.
And I'll try to fit in some
We have
like
another world premiere for y'all.
other content in between that.
Thematically appropriate for this showcase. You'll see why in a second. It's from the aesthetically amazing studio called Land and Sea. They're famous for the Alto series that you know and love, but this next one is not what you're expecting from them. It'll be herding your way. It'll be flocking your way. No, I like herding. It'll be herding your way next year. It's called Summerhill. It's about sheep.
Hi there, my name is Harry Nesbitt, and I'm the founder and creative director of
I wonder if you have a plan to deal with this, to deal with the.
Now, over the last few years,
I mean, some of those things are out of your. Some of those things are out of your control.
Project yet. It's an entirely new IP that aims to build on the themes that we care about most as a studio.
Actually, hang on a second. Isn't it summer over there for you?
Share this exclusive first teaser with you today.
Can't remember it because it's winter here for. It's winter in Australia. I don't know if you're in winter. Because you wouldn't have the AC on if it was. You wouldn't have the AC on if it was winter. So it's like. Because I mean, if you're extremely cold, you can just turn the AC off. That's it. That's the other thing. Like you can turn the AC off, or at least turn it down, or. I have no idea.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at our brand new game, Summerhill. To give you a little bit more detail, Summerhill is a story-driven puzzle game in which you play as a young shepherd and their dog. Together you'll be setting out to rescue your lost flock that have been scattered across the mysterious land that lies at the border of your home. Summerhill brings together gentle problem-solving, fluid herding-based gameplay, and striking pastoral landscapes to tell a timeless coming-of-age folktale. As a team, we've been massively inspired by the rich history and cultural impact of sheep herding across the world. There are few people or places that haven't been impacted in some small way by the practice of shepherding. Even the name, Summerhill, is a name often given to highland pastures where sheep are taken to graze during the warmest months of the year. In many ways, sheep herding is in our DNA.
It's surprising that I'm just seeing like
to this timeless tradition and tell a story that could only
a game based on sheep herding. And granted, I remember Sheepdog and Wolf from the 90s, the Wile E. Coyote game, but that was a fun game.
For his work on games such as Monument Valley 2, Dreams, and our very own Alto's Odyssey. We can't wait to share more with you, so if you'd like to be the first to hear about what we're up to, please head over to our Steam page to wishlist the game, or go to summerhill.game to join our mailing list. Thanks again, and we look forward to sharing more with you again soon.
Next up, we have an update on Eternites. This is from
Oh,
side. Essentially,
okay. I I was interested in this game. I remember I wanted to watch. I remember this game. This was something that I remember seeing on the thing. I wanted to buy this.
I know I shouldn't be interrupting Day of the Devs, but it's urgent. A virus has turned most of us into... I don't know how much longer we can hold out. It won't be easy.
Maybe I would see more from this, but I can't remember if they,
Maybe we'll find one more thing worth fighting for.
Apparently it's like a dating sim crossed with like a...
That takes adrenaline-fueled combat and mixes
Yeah.
it together with a heartfelt love story.
But I remember seeing this when I first saw it. Like, this looks really... It looked really good from what I remember seeing, but...
Sometimes, with all these infected, it's too much. And it's during these moments that I'm happy to have someone to lean on.
I wasn't expecting to see a Turnites here, though.
Fighting for our lives, solving puzzles, exploring dungeons.
What was it about this that I remember liking? I remember seeing something that I
Special
liked.
by your side to make things less scary. So, what now? Did you just shush me? Because the teacher might hear us. Hey. Have you ever passed a note to your crush?
Oh, okay, this is very much like a... It was something I remember watching. I remember seeing this game when it was first announced. I'm like, hang on a second, like, this was... I thought this game was going to be really good.
Cheesy. Mini games. We
Oh, is that
so many
squatting?
mini games that can help you unlock unique skills and spells in battle. So yeah, you can fight monsters, explore dungeons, date.
They're not trying to be... They're not trying to, like...
So many things like train, scavenge, date. Did I say date twice? Anyway, you have to manage and balance all these activities if you want to save the world.
I think that's why I wanted to get this, because it was just like... It reminded me of Persona, but... Is there a release date? September 23rd. September 2023. I didn't even expect to see a Turnites. I didn't even expect to see a Turnites. I remember seeing this and I'm like, I wanted to buy it.
Nostalgia-fueled gadget-building sim that demystifies electronics engineering.
There was something about it I remember seeing. I can't remember when I first saw it though.
I'm Bancale from Evil Licorice, and I'm one of the designers of Retro Gadgets.
It reminded me of Persona. I think it was the other part, but I don't know what it was.
Although it takes me...
It looked different to what I remember seeing, but it's like
I love the feeling of seeing something happening on a screen like this one when I rotate the knob or I press the button.
I've seen
and this is
some
what
of
the
this
idea
before.
for Retro Gadgets comes
Wait a
from,
second,
is to being able to build digital gadgets with little effort. We love
This is something
Detroit by Alexa Love because it brings you this retro environment where you can build your own games in Lua. And we also love Shenzhen.io by Zachtronics because it managed to teach you low-level programming effortlessly.
I mean, at least the Turnites has a date. There's a date that is coming out now in September.
And adds a layer of hardware building and customization. All this is packaged in a cozy and retro-inspired environment.
Okay, so you make your own.
Creating insane gadgets that go well beyond our initial expectations. So please join our.
I could see someone making some really crazy things on this. On this game.
And we have big plans.
It reminds me of that thing from Nintendo Switch that they did where you could
If you've ever
cardboard
Curiosity rover on one of its missions, you very well may have become fascinated by one of the hyper-specific contraptions and gadgets it keeps on board to measure soil samples and hunt for traces of water. Our next game poses a very important question though. Sure, Curiosity can tell us the weather on a planet millions of miles away, but can it deliver a pizza? In Mars First Logistics from Shape Shop, you'll be given the task of carrying awkwardly shaped objects from point A to point B by assembling and piloting your very own Mars rovers. And in doing so, perhaps you will solve the pepperoni-based problems that truly matter.
Hello, I'm Ian McClarty from Shape Shop.
We're a small team based in Melbourne, Australia.
It's
and we're making
Australian
this
game, okay.
Mars First Logistics.
Not expecting a.
In
You
Mars
don't
First
hear very much about that at all.
You'll be helping to establish a colony on the surface of Mars. You'll do this
More-
by transporting
more creating and more
shaped
building
objects
and
A
stuff
and
that-
B.
This looks like it
Using
would be
vehicles
interesting. I mean, I'm not
design and build
creative enough to
yourself.
build a lot of these things. I had stuff that I could do things, similar things for this when I was like a kid, but right, they're delivering pizza. Oh,
As you complete deliveries, the game will give you new toys to play with.
it's a bit more creative with like building things and that as well. It's a different sort of thing.
The game is set in a vast open world, and you're free to pick and choose which jobs you'd like to take on. There's a mix of procedurally generated side jobs and handcrafted main contracts. In the main contracts, you'll be helping to construct new buildings in the game's world. One of the main challenges in the game.
I just realized. I remember I was looking at my list of games that I have to play, and like there's a couple at the end of the month, and then I realized, hang on a second, there's like nothing coming out like for most of the rest of the year because a lot of stuff's going on. And then I look at my thing now, and it's like there's a lot. I've got a whole bunch of games now coming out in September, October, November, which it's like, oh, okay, now everything's actually like starting to be announced, even though there's still kind of a bit of a break.
Build up your collection of parts,
A bit of a break in between.
available to you. And I think a lot of the fun in the game is just messing around and being creative in its editor. And finally, I'm really excited to announce that Mars First Logistics will be launching into Steam Early Access on the 22nd of June. That's just 2 weeks away, and we're really looking forward to seeing what everyone builds in the game. Thank you.
Dude, I don't know how many people stuck around to watch the Day of the Dead scene. It's like there's probably some things that people would be interested in after they watch that, but most people don't watch the other ones.
From the studio that brought you Mutazione and
And I think it's important to like support the lesser known devs because like at least they have a you know, like,
always something new to see in your next
different perspective on things.
So buckle your
They can't just make a game and immediately make money off of it.
Stylish, seaworthy Saltsea Chronicles.
Hello. We are Die Gute Fabrik. I'm Hannah Nicklin from Die Gute Fabrik, and we made Saltsea Chronicles. We're super stoked to show you the world premiere of Saltsea Chronicles today. It's a flooded world, story-driven adventure game where you play as a ship's whole crew. At the beginning of the game, you're going to discover that Maya, your captain, has gone missing, and together your ragtag crew are going to heist a ship and set out across the Saltsea archipelago in search of clues. In each chapter of the game, you'll decide where to head next, who to explore with from the crew when you get there, and what to say to the people that you meet.
Did not write number wrong. I think I did. I think I put the right number
Chronicles'
wrong.
unique art style is brought to life by beautiful animation And each
Last thing I
location
did
is built on the
this was,
fragments of this world that came before.
PlayStation Showcase,
Our
which
team
was
have
May
really
1, I
done
think.
an incredible job.
I can't remember exactly.
One of my
I'm
favourite
pretty sure I've
locations
not
is
put it
Los
correct.
Gatos, and on that island, the people there live
It's not gonna
similar
matter.
to what
Like, I
this
can
game
easily
is
rename it if
doing.
I need to recheck that.
As you explore, you'll find a brand new trick-taking card game designed especially for the world of Saltsea.
I'm gonna
It's a
check
really
that
good
now.
way to sort of take a break from the story. It's cool.
I'm gonna do a quick check now.
You can play it all over the archipelago, and you might discover how each
Do you remember what I'm
community
doing
has
right now?
slightly different house rules. Another thing we're super proud of is our exploration system. So we're sort of done away with the walk of shame in adventure.
Check
games.
something.
So if you basically to
Where
the
is
other end of the island, you're just going to tap the shoulder button on your controller or select a screen span arrow to move almost instantaneously across a space. It allows us to lay the story down away from a linear path much more organically. Saltsea Chronicles doesn't tell a story about a hero. It's a story about a community and how you navigate the world together. And each community that you meet in turn is going to be rich and amusing and strange maybe, and have its own things going on. There's
Check
also a strong
something.
sense of genre-based storytelling too. So while you might be new to the world of Saltsea, you'll know that you're in a Scottish chapter, or a Romeo and
let's check
Juliet
some-
chapter, or a detective one. There are plenty of laughs, but tough choices and meaningful moments too. Our writer's room of award-winning storytellers have done an incredible job.
I'll check
We're
something.
so delighted
Pretty sure
to
I
share some
already.
content with you all today. And
I
can't
love the
wait
way that the
to
playlists
explore
come up
the
on
rich
YouTube.
world, get to know the wonderful
With the actual,
characters,
like,
and to hear what paths you chart when you play.
Should be. So at 8 at the moment. So look at the playlist. Yes.
All right,
this
this
is 9.
next
But
one
I'm on the correct number. I thought I made a mistake, but
Keeps texting. Let's see.
they're all fine.
Oh, Tim wants me to read something. Apologies, but this seems important. The thing I love most about Day of the Devs, says Tim, as me as Tim, I don't know, is getting to know all these amazing game developers. I love hearing them describe their games. And
This is also another thing as well. It's like Tim Schafer probably realizes, hey, I've made like these really good games, and I just didn't get the appreciation for them in terms of the monetary success. So I'd like to be able to make this Day of the Devs thing to be make sure to be like, hey, let's like give everyone who I think has a chance to be able to make something that they can appreciate.
This
I
is
guess.
actually pretty cool. Two Player Productions was embedded with Double Fine for the course of 7 years while they were making Psychonauts 2, and they made a super hyper duper long documentary series unlike anything you've ever seen in games. All the intimacy, all the tears, the outrage and joys, and all the things that happen in game development that never really gets documented because who has access like this? So here's a very quick sneak peek at their incredibly long series. We highly encourage you to watch this thing. It's amazing.
So what's next?
Psychonauts 2. To get to the dollar amount we're talking about, it's probably going to take financing from a lot of different avenues.
Whenever Grasslands is going to start, Tim's just going to start taking our people.
So there's a ton of stuff going on right now. It's kind of breaking me. But you know, it's fun. It'll be really rewarding when it's done.
Hopefully you get a chance to work on a Psychonauts game in the near future. Thank you for helping us bring back Psychonauts. Thank you. 3, 2, 1.
To submit your game for future Day of the Devs, or to just hear about Day of the Devs in general, go to dayofthedevs.com for more info.
Thank you to all the incredible sponsors that have been with us since the very beginnings of Day of the Devs. We're going on 11 years. We could not pay for any of this without these sponsors. They donate to us.
I think this means that this is the end of this.
That's a showcase of
This,
games from
I
indie
guess.
devs all around the world.
I think
So
there's still something
big
else,
applause
but
for all
I'll
the
check it out.
logos on the screen.
It's not much to really cover at the end of this anyway.
Without you. Thank you. Thank you again to the incomparable Dose One. He's been supplying the beats for all the transitions between all these amazing games ever since we started doing these digital showcases for Day of the Devs. Thank you again. You're a hero amongst heroes. Go check out his music. It's amazing. Hell, Dose One is incredible. Thank you for watching Day of the Devs yet again. If you're looking for more information or you just want to subscribe to the coolest newsletter in all the land, go to dayofthedevs.com. The URL on your screen. Follow us on social media. We got more coming up this year. Thank you to our friend Jeff Keighley. The Summer Game Fest showcase was amazing. We're so happy to be a part of Summer Game Fest for these last many years. Definitely stick around. We're not completely done yet. We have a musical performance featuring the sounds of New Caledonia, thanks to our friends who made the game Chia. It's worth it. It's really f***ing cool. Happening right now.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't think this is going to get copyrighted because it's a thing made for a game versus a actual commercial music. Yes, I am glad now that I know I'm just gonna download all these showcases when they're done. That way it's easier to think. But the only time I will not download them is if there's a if it's live. But if it's live, I'm fairly certain. If it's live, I'm fairly certain there won't be any ads in a live. They usually don't play ads in a live presentation, so that's one thing I have to keep in mind. They're not going to. They're not going to do that. There won't be a thing, but very rarely, if ever, am I ever going to have a time where I'm going to be live streaming a conference, because it's usually the times that they're on is really inconvenient, or I'm already doing something else. There have been times where I have had a chance to do so, but then the conferences have been way too short, like less than half an hour. Some cases. Oh, okay, so that's the end of it. Okay, so since that's the end of that one, pretty much the only thing that I was really interested in from there was Eternites, which I remember seeing it when I first saw it, and I was like, that looks like it's going to be really interesting, but I think it was because I saw it might have just been purely cutscene based, but I'd have to remember I can't remember exactly what it was that I saw from Eternites when I first saw it, but I'd still say I would wait Eternites from when it comes out. It reminds me very much like Persona, other things, but it's like I need to see more of it for. I need to see more of it for future to be able to see if there's anything else for that either. But I think that's it for this one. I don't know if there's anything else after that. If there is, we'll go ahead and buy that. Hey, it's the skull from. Is that the skull from Monkey Island? I don't remember. Oh, okay, then actually, there's a Devolver. Okay, so there's actually a Devolver showcase right after this. So that means I'll add that to this list as well. So what have we got? Plat Rex 9, Summer Game Fest 2023, plus Day of the Devs, plus Devolver. Devolver Direct, I guess you would say. Alright, we can like go immediately into the Devolver Direct because it's. How much time do we have? Like, it's not straight away. I've got like. Yeah, I can skip through all. Okay, so. what is this? Let me just check something. So it's like, this is a countdown. I don't need to see the countdown. It's just countdown for something we've already seen.
Where it all began.
Let's, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's, go and see what the, let's go and see what this Devolver Digital one is gonna be. It's not gonna be all that long compared to the others.
Of gamers.
There could be something here that we can find. Devolver usually do have a mix of
cultural icon of the gaming industry, more influential than any pop star or politician, the most famous video game mascot of all time, Devolver Digital's very own Volvi. You know him as the star of all your favorite Devolver games.
Because the reason why I,
Where did Volvi come from?
the reason why I skipped it was because,
little-known designer Ronathan Trotfield and tasked him with creating a character that could rival the big names of the day.
You have to remember, we were trying to compete with the heavy hitters. Bonk, Gex, Awesome Possum, Arrow the Acrobat.
yeah, and where are all of them now?
Yeah, we spent a few years on it, but...
It's like, yeah, so Sonic Game Fest 2023, the main thing. Then there's Days of Devs that was there.
I don't really remember drawing.
And then the Devolver Direct. That should be okay.
That final design. It was a beautiful moment.
That face, those smart brown shoes.
But yeah,
and of course,
pretty much,
the masterstroke. His one big hand.
For gaming.
I'd just never seen a character with a hand that big. We knew straight away we had something special.
Volvi was introduced to the world in his first solo game, Field Run, which went on to become a cult hit.
We were seeing the sales numbers going up and up. We couldn't believe it. The demand for the character was insane.
I think it's supposed to be a rat.
And so Volvi went on to star in a string of hit Devolver titles. Hotline Miami, Cult of the Lamb, Grease from Nomada, Ape Out, My Friend Pedro, Piku Niku, Enter the Gungeon. The list goes on and on. Volvi's popularity had skyrocketed. He was an icon, not just for video games, but pop culture in general.
So I just looked at it this way, and it was like, hang on a second, it was like,
merchandise was flying off.
after we saw that into that previous one, I was like, okay, well,
toys.
It said that there was a Devolver Direct after that, so I thought, okay, well, we'll go and check out what the Devolver Direct is. And during that thing, they had a countdown, but in the countdown, they had like there was some things in the countdown, but those are I'm not gonna watch like the entire countdown.
Trends are fickle. And as the years went by, kids began to want different things from their video game mascots.
We saw the way the market was changing, and we made the difficult decision to part ways with Ronathan. We had no choice. We needed to keep Volvi relevant.
It's Volvi 2.0 in the new game from Devolver Digital. Cigarette Heist!
We lost the big cheeky smile.
I don't need your permission to eat a meat burger.
Even the big hand for gaming. In favor of something with more attitude.
Yes,
Oh, well.
I have an earache, and I don't care. It's graffiti time.
Looking back on it,
This is like a parody of gaming where it's like, once GTA 3 came out, everyone was like, everything was like, we have to go and change games based on Grand Theft Auto and copy that.
we made the decision to quietly discontinue the Volvi franchise.
It felt like
This is like a
losing
yeah.
a family member.
No one ever does this to their own like whatever happened to Polygon, man?
It was still quite horrible.
And nobody has seen him since.
Until now. Good evening, and thank you all for coming to a very, very special night. I'm your host, Chris Jake, and you heard it right, folks. I am so proud to present the launch event for the reboot, rebirth, and return
of the world's greatest video game mascot, Baldur!
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, settle down, please, because it gets even better. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Baldi's original creator, Ronathan Trumpet!
Okay, I know that this is like not even announcing any games or anything, but it's like the fact that they have, the fact that they are doing this and the thing that like this is probably like the best thing on the entire conference. Like all these conferences here, like forget about all the other games that were announced, forget about the other things. It's like the fact that they're just like no other company's gonna do this themselves.
Very nice.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is amazing. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what you and the team at Devolver have come up with. So, what do you say? You want to see him?
It's gonna be the same thing, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I
Or
present
older.
to you the new and improved Valve E! Wow. Oh my god, he is back! Incredible! But how does he work?
I'm glad you asked, Chris. Well, we've taken the heart and soul of what made Ronathan's character so lovable, but we've given him a very important new update. With the latest advances in both biotech and machine learning, Valve E fuses the DNA of a real vole with today's most powerful AI technology.
That's impressive, yeah.
In short, Valve E can instantly generate brand new, fully playable games based on simple prompts by the player.
Simple prompts, you say?
That's right. The consumer no longer has to wait for a bunch of slow programmers and stinky developers to be inspired. No. They can use Valve E to play what they want, when they want. Here, let me show you. Hey there, Valve E. Generate a game for me. How about one that, oh, I don't know, is a cooperative survival sandbox, but with wizards?
Is it how they introduced the games that they're gonna be showing? Because that's genius. If they just, again, like no one's putting this much effort into their conferences.
Listen, and I'll tell you a tale. There they stood, six alone, the hunter, the maker, and the wild swamp zone. A young chief rising and a weaver of a bone. Remember, the gate was thrown wide, the horror inside. The riders drew iron, there was nowhere to hide. Before it was done, our heroes, yes, everyone, they fell and died. It's up to you now, kid.
This is what's so weird, like that trailer made it look like it was something completely different, and yet now you see the actual gameplay and it's like, it's not the same as what you were expecting it to be. Yeah, so pretty much what happened is like we just finished the day of the devs and I was like, okay, that finished, and then there was like a countdown thing for Valve, and I just waited for the, like, skip through the thing, because there were some things in there they were showing, but it's no need to really, like, react to those. It's already stuff that we've seen, whereas here it's cool stuff that been shown yet. Looks like it's like similar to like a Don't Starve sort of thing, I think. No, obviously it's different, but whenever I see this art style, that's just what I think of. Wizard with a gun. Also expected to be called that though. Yeah, so.
Incredible. So wait a minute. Are you saying that game was entirely generated by Valve E? No one had to spend any time or effort making it?
Correct. There was no real creative process at all. Just Valve E and his wonderful machine learning. Oh, no, well, that's a good question, actually. Well, each prompt and game idea has to be digested by Valve E's powerful system, and so inevitably there are some waste byproducts.
So back to the games. Do you mean to say that anyone can give Valve E a prompt? Even, I don't know, me?
Sure, Chris. See for yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm nervous now. Hi, Baldy. Chris J. I'm a huge fan of the Talos Principle, so I'd like to see something like that, but with new puzzles, a grander story, and big, beautiful worlds to roam around. Oh.
At least they're trying to do something different. That's one thing that I would appreciate as well. Like, as opposed to just being like trailer, then interview thing. At least they're actually trying to do something innovative, even if it's like a little bit cringe. But it's still like, again, you can see that the what they care about is there.
Many of these structures are not strictly functional. There's a sense of aesthetics, of beauty here. This place might be meant to test us, but perhaps there's more to it than that. What are we being tested for? Our worth? Curiosity? Our persistence? I keep thinking, why puzzles? Is it just their symbolic value? Because the thing about puzzles is that they can be solved.
I remember that when they showed that off on
Oh yeah. Wow. Now that looks like the kind of game I could really spend my disposable income on. Thanks, Baldy.
Yes.
And what happened to his big hand?
And the best part is that to create a game with Valve E, you don't need any game experience or any of that tech stuff. Who here hasn't dreamt of
Hey, they should. Hey, they should like give this Volby robot to some of the people at DC, because apparently they hire people that have no clue about certain titles and just make things for the sake of making them in their own image.
Be careful, be careful. No, please, please be careful.
Sorry, it's just, I'm such a big fan. I've been playing with Valve ever since I was a kid.
Alright, so do you have a game idea you'd like Valve E to generate?
Okay, how about a super weird walking simulator where you control the character's legs independently from his body? Maybe there's some guys in horses' heads and possibly there's even a mountain?
Right.
But let's see, Valvy, what could you rustle us up?
Don't touch him.
Nate! Nate! Nate!
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
What is it?
Meeting. Let's go. Are you bringing him food again?
Not
We
right now.
talked about this.
Not right now.
You are
okay?
literally killing him with these pizzas.
You just want to throw him out on the street?
No,
Is that what you
I
want?
know. He's
You wanna
35.
go live on the
I
street?
want him to have some kind of discipline. Hey, if you can hear my voice, I want you to come up here. We're having a family meeting.
Oh. It's kind of hitting close. What is this about?
What the hell?
What is this about? Apparently you control his legs separately from his body. Oh, okay. So we actually have. It's a walking simulator where you actually have to make sure that you walk correctly. Oh. What is this? What is this? Oh, well. Reminds me of that game, what is it, Quap? Is it Quap or Quap? I can't remember. I think it's Quap, where you control the four horses' legs, and you have to try and make it gallop. Except you've got to now control...
Oh, can you not?
I didn't.
Yeah, let's go back in time to when you didn't.
No, I was just trying to catch it with my, sorry.
With your
was
foot,
using my,
yeah, you tried to catch it.
I saw it was starting to go, and I just tried to...
You just kicked, you thought, I'll give it a good kick to counteract the fall.
Yeah, I was just trying to steady it. I might have over...
Yeah, you might have. You might have oversteadied it.
No, it was just a little oversteadied.
Well, it's not steady now.
No, well...
See you later.
Wanker.
Oh my god, what is this? Like, I wouldn't buy any of these games, but it's just the way that they presented it, it's like... People can't, like, you can't help but just, like, see people having fun with what they're making. You have to climb up a mountain.
But you don't own any of the intellectual property, and you still have to buy it. Okay, give her a big hand. Brilliant.
So what happens if we bring a pro into this? Let's give Valvi something really special here.
What's up, guys? Hey, yo! Hey, how we doing? Guys, I am watching live, and can I just say, what you were doing out there?
I have no clue who this is. I've never heard of him.
Excited to be part of whatever this is.
I've never heard of.
And
I've never heard of
we're
him.
all massive fans of your influencing. What sort of prompt would you like to give Valve E here?
Okay, try this, Volvi. A much anticipated sequel to a hilarious online co-op game. Just more gameplay, more levels, just better all around.
Okay, Valve, show 'em what you got. Human Fall Flat 2. I know I'd love to get my hands on a copy of that. Who wouldn't, right? Yeah, come on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that you have all met the new and improved Valve E, it's time for him to meet with you as we connect him to Devolver's global network of gamers.
Yeah, that's right. Come on.
Once connected, his powerful technology will be an open source tool free for us all to use.
Wow. That is generous.
Here we go!
For a second there, I thought that was my that's which shut on my thing. I was like, hang on a second, that's not going on. It's like, no, this is actually a...
Slight technical hit.
Oh no. Oh, the hand. What is this? Like again, like, at least they're trying something different. They're gonna get more people to watching this, and they're just gonna be just announcing any sort of game. I don't even know how many people would watch this, but this is something different at least.
Off all your favorite Volvi merchandise right now. Buy it now.
I think that's the end of the Devolver Digital one. For what it was. Is that the end? No, that's the end. That's the end. Okay, so that was just like a giant wacky commercial that they did for all their games, and at least they did something creative. While someone's gonna find it cringe, I'm sure like that's gonna be like someone's gonna find that cringe, but it's not actually all that bad, to be honest. That's my pause button. Actually, not too. I wouldn't buy anything from them, but obviously that was still like that's gonna get people at least watching. People might be interested in seeing that just to see if it was like how cringy it was, but like there was nothing there that I would personally have bought myself. But it was fine for what it was. Like again, so that's pretty much like the end of this anyway, because we gone through the Summer Game Fest of 2023. Day of the Devs was on after this, which we quickly went through, and we found a couple of things there. And then the Devolver Direct was just so tacked on at the end. So it's like that's pretty much all that there is on the video. So next, a lot of conferences. I know on the 15th the RGG Summit's on. I know Xbox has a conference in a couple of days. So I think from what I remember, there were 6 things. Summer Game Fest, the Devolver Digital one, they're both over. Xbox, Capcom. So we've got Xbox and Capcom who had something in the Summer Games Fest area. And then we've got the Ubisoft 4, which also counted towards that. And then there's also the RGG Summit. And then that should be it until what? The Game Awards Orchestra on the 25th or something like that. I think that's it. That would be it, I think. And then what else would we do at that point? Then it would just be all their supplements. But yeah, pretty much like there's nothing. I went through over all the things that we watched anyway, so that's probably going to be the end of this. At least that's what we'll be doing in the future for the next lot of streams. Those, but I think the next one's happening on the 11th or the 12th. So that, for me, that's like 3 days time. So there's not going to be any more. Like as far as I know, there won't be any more. So I guess we'll see how it goes here. But I think that'd be it for now. So that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Every like, comment, subscription for this video gets me post notification. Some more content for you all. the concept become more accessible and easy to find. I uploaded my past Plat reacts as well as Let's Plays and Let's Plays to the YouTube channel, including 5x6, Sifu, The Quarry, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Octopath Traveler, Lego Star Wars Travel Saga, Extra Vertigo, Cross Squad Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Cuphead Stray, Arms Avengers, Dark Picture Anthology, The Devil in Me, Days Gone, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Star Wars Shadow Fallen Order, Like a Dragon Ishin, 4 Remake, Resident Evil 5, Triangle Strategy, as well as Scarlet. I upload them to my YouTube channel because I have a 7-day limitation on my videos before they are permanently deleted, and I want there to be a separate place for people to be able to stream their, watch my content as well as. Well, I'm working on a past segment for games I have a trophy for, which is still coming along. It just takes a lot. It's taking me a long time. This video is going to be over close to an hour, if not a little bit over. So that's why it's probably taking a while to get all the footage and everything put in. But I am at that point and making it trying to make it look better. It's supposed to segment for games on the Switch, as well as more Triangle Strategy speedruns in the future. Also, working on. And you'll also get a notification when I go live if you're watching on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch at 50 followers. I'll be doing Octopath Traveler Galdera speedrun, and we also reach affiliate, which means monetization and subscriber emotes and incentives to support me and the channel going forward to the future. I also get a 7-day extension on my videos before they are permanently deleted as well, and you'll also get a notification when I go live if you're watching on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter to be notified when I go live, and if you wish to add me on Discord, I will send you an invite to my friend's Discord server. Close to 2,000 members, still going strong. Fantastic games to discuss there as well. I'm very active there, and you'll also get notification when I go live as well. So, that being said, the day night, where you all are, and I will see you later.